Hi everybody, how's everybody doing? We are going to try to finish off this game. I don't know how long it's going to take because Act 3 was super long. And I don't know how long Act 4 is at all since I've never, this is the first time we've ever played this game. Rachel is here, but she is off camera due to illness and her own personal preference. She may pop in from time to time saying some things, but she's over here to my left. If you guys want to say hi to her, you certainly can. She is she is over there hanging out. Yeah, like right there. Yeah, you can see her hand right there. But yeah, let's see if we can end this. So the last thing we did was there was a company that does what look like whiskey type runs or whatever, or in distillery, trying to hire Conway, even though Conway is part of our crew and not dead so far as we can tell. He does have like a robotic skeleton leg right now, but I don't know what that's.
Our current theory is that he's probably in purgatory.
Yeah, like they're trying to get him to accept that he's dead.
In limbo or whatever you want to call it. He's not quite there yet.
Yeah, I'm assuming this whole Route Zero thing is purgatory of some sort. But we shall see what happens there. Let us begin our journey into Act 4, which has this. Yeah. I can't hear it here now. This McMammoth.
McMammoth? McMammoth,
yeah. Yeah, Mac Mammoth. Oh, that's why. Hold on. Sorry. 1 second. I was like, I can't hear anything. I still can't hear. Hello? Hold on. Our audio is acting up for a second here. Alright. Hopefully. Whatever. Manual 5.4 Context Backlash. General wear on the gestural gear monitoring apparatus 5A1 may result in undesirable play between teeth in the context of history machine gears, causing stuttering, slippage, resetting, and skipping. What? Context and history state machine gears. That sounds weird. I guess it could be slippage. If left unresolved, gear slop can gradually throw limbs out of alignment, blend motions, could decontextualize gestures. See also section 1.8, general troubleshooting, and 5.3, gesture context. Troubleshooting, okay. General troubleshooting. Technicians of sufficient talent and experience may skip this section. General troubleshooting techniques include hammering with something plastic until the stability becomes apparent, watching until the texture clears up, or asking a friend to share their insight. Should I just do that? Yeah. That'll do, book. He throws the manual into the river. My savior. Our friend here is in a bad way. Any insight? Okay. I'll say this one.
Try to stay clear of hypothesis.
I don't at all blame you, especially down here on the water. I mean, sure, it's dangerous, but this is where she lives. And what brings you down to the Echo tonight? The river is like that, always has been. We picked you up at the Bureau tonight. Never seen you that far upriver before. Hope that doesn't mean you've been traveling on the Zero. Go to that one. Oh no, not me. This soul river rat steers clear of the weird highways. I've been traveling this river for more than half my life, more or less alone. I think I've seen it change quite a bit in all those years, but I can't say for sure. The water has a peculiar way of making a person forgetful. Some nights I remember a place, but it's full of strange new people. And some nights I meet an old friend on an unfamiliar shore. I wonder which kind of night this is. I'm trying to figure out why I can't hear anything right now, but... There's Act 4, Scene 1. The Mucky Mammoth.
Why isn't the game audio working?
Hold on. Hold on. We're gonna fix this for us, hopefully. Hear anything yet? No? It can if we have it on HDMI, but I think because I jacked up something here. Properties. Default. Alright, do that. And change this to... Here's there. Yeah, weird. I can't hear anything right now. Hold on. I'm gonna reset this for a second because this is annoying. Not that part. I'm gonna reset the game. Sorry, technical difficulties. Let's see if this does that. For scene 1, try this again. Hopefully there is sound. There we go. Now we can hear everything. Sorry about that. I think because I started it up and it was on the wrong speaker thing, it was just being weird. But now it's fine.
Cool, yeah.
All right. So where do we want to go? Want to go to Kate first? God, I love this so much. All right. Walk around this way. Let's talk to Kate for a second.
Where?
I guess she's one of the people running the boat, I would assume.
How's the cold river spray treating you? I thought I saw you squinting. It's hard water, hard on the eyes. It still irritates mine a little, and I'm piloting a tugboat through it 6 nights. Don't be too shy to close them in public. Your eyes, I mean, people will just assume you're thoughtful. Tea. Fabulette Catman. It's in a little green box with a drawing of a moth on it. There's a jar of
Maitake?
Maitake,
I don't know.
the table. Keeping it cool and dark. Get a solid fingerful and let it steep with slippery elm 30 seconds, then throw it out the window.
What are all those for?
Eye strain, Babylette cat mask the taste of the rest of it. Slippery elm in particular has an eccentric flavor profile. It's mushroom taste. I'm a big believer in the fungal pharmacy.
How far are we from Dogwood Drive?
Yucco is dicey tonight. Bad luck for you. Expect waves and diversions. Dogwood Drive is by the silo mail stop. But you may need to spend some time on the indirect route before we make your stop. And there's other business. Mail to drop off, garbage to pick up, and a few favors to execute. All dog on the riverbanks. We heard of that. If you enjoy the trip on our little mammoth, take advantage of all the amenities, fresh air, cozy bunks, hot teas, the video room. There's some pretty interesting tapes down there. Actually, unusual, I mean weird. Watch out, that VCR doesn't take the camera though. It's interesting.
What's wrong with the VCR? I could take a look.
Oh, please do. I don't know anything about electronics. Maybe try a few different tapes. Look at the picture. Hey, do me a favor. Go ask Will how the repairs are going and if he needs anything. If coming up on the next stop here. Just refueling and picking up a few things. I could grab a bolt or some wire or something, whatever he needs. All eyes on the road.
Alright. Guess she's the boat driver. Will is a maintenance worker sort of guy. I love this mechanical mammoth thing.
Yeah, it's
I don't know what's
awesome.
going on there, but
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. I want to drive a boat with a big old fucking mammoth on the back.
yeah.
Doesn't really seem to have a purpose.
Yeah, there's really no reason that's there, but you know, still pretty cool. I like his little like board shorts. For we on mold and whiskey fed and oh, what gears?
What years?
Which one do you want to say?
Did you build this thing?
Huh, no, this thing's probably older than I am. Got some gray in her pelt. They're calcium deposits, I guess. To be honest with you, I'm not really qualified for this work. Kate's a friend, you know how it is, don't you?
I guess you talk about Kate asked.
Hell, I don't know. Scratch ticket?
I think she meant like parts or.
I wouldn't know if I did.
You wanna ask?
How do you and Kate
How
know
do
each
you and Kate know each other?
So, ever walk through rolling farmland?
Just drove, I guess.
Right. Nobody does it unless it's their land to farm. I mean, they'll walk from barn to tractor or tractor to truck, you know. Well, I sure did. I slipped under and over fences, and I walked barefoot with the seeds when they were just planted and tilled the earth with my toes. Hey, I should tell you where I left my shoes. Did you know I'm a classically trained organist? It's true. Look at these long fingers and pedal gripping toes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. A minor in French literature earned me a position teaching Artaud de Zola at the university. Well, some shitty governor cut state funding for our department, and I was demoted to mopping floors, running wiring through the walls or in dangerous places. I even operated the soundboard at the student theater. I left my shoes there at the university. It was a protest. Walk without shoes for something important or tragic. I ended up by the shore, and then soon I was drifting along the Echo. I ran for a while above ground, then it doesn't anymore. But I prefer subterranean waters anyway. Kate brings me along and I record what I see and hear. I try to help with maintenance, I drop off the mail and pick up the trash. On occasion I take the helm. Anyway, that's all I try to remember anymore. I listen to the river's stories. My own stories get fainter and fainter. Well, I'll just keep drawing gears, I guess. That doesn't seem like it's very helpful. Hey, Ezra. Whoa.
Slow down. It's slippery up on there.
Do you have batteries?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Sorry that my accent is very inconsistent for Ezra. I don't
Yeah, he was
have
British
a voice.
last time.
Oh, do you have batteries? No idea. Johnny said I could use his tape recorder, but it needs a battery.
Oh, then, well.
Shannon searches her pockets.
Here's 4 different times. Surely one of these should fit.
Thank you. Am I him now? Oh, I am. Alright, let's talk to Will. As the kid. You got your battery, small man. Go get you some tape. Small man. I do enjoy him saying that. Make her walk around a little bit. Is there other places? Do I need to talk to her again at all? Probably not. That dog up there is freaking me out a little bit, though. Alright, going back. Don't need to talk to you, I guess.
You need to go inside the boat.
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna go through this door, even though I went in through the other door before. So cool.
That's awesome.
So cool. Whew, sorry about that. Talk to these musicians real quick.
Really? Or I guess I should.
Really?
You were entranced. You don't remember this?
It's okay. We've seen a lot of concerts. Yeah, go ahead. Okay.
Cyrano opened. His tape machine was broken or something. It got really cosmic.
Right, at the flower shop. I remember that show. I just... Sorry, Claire.
Well, you have a second chance to hear it tonight.
That was fast. Got the batteries? Let's see. Perfect. This one will do. So you hit this button here to record. Hold it right here so you don't cover the microphone with your hand. I bet you'll find a lot of good sounds just around the tugboat. There's plenty of tape in there, so don't be stingy with it. Just record anything that catches your ear. It really changes the way you listen. For the better, I mean. Are you playing a concert tonight? I could record that.
Yeah, Clara here came all the way from Lithuania just to do this Echo River gig. Huh. It's a tour. Tomorrow I'll be in Nashville and then Atlanta and then over to the coast. Brutal. Well, we're lucky she's making a stop. Johnny and I saw her play once and we're loving it, and Johnny was moved.
Speaking of Cyrano, it's his night at the rum colony. Kate said she usually stops off there.
Well, that's ideal. I'm supposed to meet a lady there to look at some old engine parts about 3 hours ago.
3 years ago. 3 hours goes fast at the rum colony, ma'am. I bet she's still there.
I hope we don't stop there too long. My concert is soon. I don't want to keep them waiting. Nah, it's river time. Nobody expects you to be punctual.
Hey, why don't you give that tape recorder a try? See if that cat over there has anything it wants to say.
I often use found sounds in my music. If you find some interesting sounds tonight, you can help me out. Is this purring?
I think so. Oh, so now I'm Conway, I guess.
Wait, he has a mechanical arm now?
Yeah, what is going on there? Why does he have a glowing...
When did that happen?
This is really weird because he didn't have that before.
No.
You know, it's the strangest thing. I can't remember why I came up here. Which one?
Neither can I, I guess.
Damn noisy river. It's just that thing about... What was it? When you walk through a door... When you go into the kitchen for something, as soon as you pass from one room into another, you forget what you wanted.
So, I'm wondering, does that mean that he's slowly, like, death is overtaking him?
I'm guessing so, because it's like the last time we saw those guys at that distillery, they were all bones. So he's slowly becoming those guys.
Yeah, and he owes them a debt, so maybe they're just slowly taking the rest of his body or something.
Yeah. You have to walk back out just to remember, like you left a part of your brain behind. Hey, I wonder if I could follow that brain crumb trail all the way back to the room I was born in. Looks cold down there and dark. You weren't in the cabin long. Did you get any sleep?
Had a weird dream.
Yeah, that's when you get the strangest dreams, when you nod off, right? Just kind of dip your toes into sleep. Some weird image floats by and takes a nibble.
does look cold, doesn't it?
Yeah, better keep that kid away from the edge. The person could easily fall in. He's been exploring.
He seems to keep himself entertained.
It's good for him. It's important to know how to be alone. What's up, huh? You look like there's something you want to ask. Fine, you can ask it. One question.
What do you think?
Well, you choose. I don't really care.
What's Hard Times? Is that the distillery?
I think so.
I don't know. What do you think? Is it more important to ask him why he didn't drink? Or
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one.
I thought you didn't drink.
Well, I didn't. I mean, I did, and then I didn't, and then I did again. That's how it always goes. I drift out, finally wind up back at Lisette's with my head between my legs saying, never again. 15 months this last time. I think I hung on because I knew there wouldn't for much longer. Because I knew there wouldn't for much longer be anywhere to go back to. She went to live with her sister now, and she probably won't remember me for long anyway. One time she picked me up out of a ditch by the road, blackout drunk at dawn. I came around later that night, she'd taken care of me, I told her I didn't deserve it, and she said I didn't have to deserve it.
She sounds like a saint. We should all have someone like that.
Oh, you wouldn't say that if you knew her when she was younger. Girl was wild. I guess she's got her own problems now. I wish I could help out, but hey, maybe I can make some money and send it to her sister. Maybe they'll keep me on at the distillery, I mean. No, I shouldn't get ahead of myself. I've got to repay my debt. Hell, I should be grateful for the opportunity. If you want to die with any dignity, you've got to settle up. That's why it's such a damn shame when people go sudden. Oh, I'm on a fucking boat, bro.
I'm on a boat, bitch.
So I'm not clicking on anything. This is just that boat getting controlled by itself.
Sure.
I'm sure I talk too much. Everyone on this river does. The problem is that we listen twice as much as that. We're only telling you half of the stories we hear. Kate told me that I ought to have been a photographer. She said, you have an uncanny way of having been in a place at the time that the thing happened there. And that's the hardest part of taking a photograph anyway. Nice of her to say, but it isn't true. Though I know just about every story on this river, most of them I picked up second, third, fourth hand, and so on. Listening, see? Now, I know what you're going to ask. I'm going to answer it. Yes, I'm sure they're all true. Personally believe a story gets more true as it's tossed around from brain to brain, and the whole community brings their insight to bear on the brittle facts of experience. There are a few Echo River stories I witnessed directly. I saw that big owl migration pass through. You might have heard about that. I was there when the old train station flooded. I saw the ghost of Stephen Bishop brew up a batch of white lightning on a raft. Or, anyway, I talked to a few sailors who recently crossed paths with him, and I suspect sampled his wares. One night when I was working on the Mucky Mammoth, we picked up a gaggle of passengers headed down to a mail drop by the silo of Late Reflections. I knew a couple of them was in passing, a pair of traveling musicians whom I often encountered on the river. The others were strangers to me at the time, a young woman, small boy, and an old man whose name I didn't catch. Oh, and a smelly old dog. So he's telling a story about them right now. We docked at a gas station so the Mammoth could refuel. Ooh. Shit, which one should we do?
Well, I think we should have him stay on the tugboat because he's getting all his recordings, right?
Yeah, let's do that.
Because, I mean, I feel like he'd be bored going in to get gas with them.
Yeah. Can you grab me that pillow?
This one?
Just any one of them. Yeah, just want to put it on my back.
Oh, Pupper. That's not his dog, is it?
No, it looks like a different dog. It doesn't
looks
have
like a
the...
Doberman. The other one's like a hound dog.
Ezra watches the lake drift by. He sees a school of silverfish, a floating gas station, a small island covered with turtles, a small island covered with barnacles.
What a relief. Thanks for taking the wheel. Our secret, okay?
How do you know which way to turn?
I just keep my eyes open. That's the most important part. Speaking of which...
Go a little louder so that the mic can...
Oh, hey. There's the gas station. I was hoping we'd cross paths soon. Just kind of drifts around. You never know where you'll meet it. As you can see by this dial right here, our fuel situation is pretty desperate. I have a bad habit of letting that needle spend a lot of time in the red zone. We should only be docked at the gas station for a few minutes refueling. You might just want to stay aboard. So, you like boats?
I used to watch a cartoon about a boat. It was about pirates.
Talk pirate.
They were all dog pirates, and one of them was a parrot, but he just acted like a normal parrot.
That sounds great. I'll have to look out for that one. So, what else did I neglect to explain earlier? This area here is called the wheelhouse. All these gauges and controls help me understand what's going on with the Mucky Mammoth and her hull. This is a compass, but it doesn't work very well down here for some reason. I just go by landmarks, basically, and lights. You see those two lights on the side of the boat? A red one and a green one? All the other boats have them too. Some are different colors or in different configurations. If we cross paths with someone right away, I can work out what kind of boat they're in and what direction they're going, even in the dark. It's all about looking up here. The other half of piloting this boat down happens down in the map room. Speaking of which, have we passed the big rock that looks like a dinosaur yet?
No, but we passed a tall building covered in Christmas lights.
Ah, river folks call that the lighthouse. It used to be an art museum, but their collection went out of fashion and they had to put it all in storage. I don't know who put those Christmas lights up, some artist, I guess. That's weird, we should have definitely passed Dinosaur Rock by now.
Kate looks out the window.
Oh wait, there it is, up ahead, see?
This is my new favorite rock.
It's great, right? What was your old favorite rock?
Gonna go with the Arizona reference. A rock my aunt got in the mail from Arizona. It was bright green. She said it had good energy.
Cool. Strange though, according to my charts we should have passed Dinosaur Rock before the lighthouse. But that's okay, sometimes the charts need updating. Hey, Will is down in the map room right now. Could you run down and help him adjust the charts to move the lighthouse so it comes a little earlier en route than Dinosaur Rock? The map room is down below deck on the lower level right next to the sleeping quarters. I'll get on the intercom and let him know you're coming. Hey yo, he coming.
I'm gonna record some shit up here real quick on this tape recorder. I don't hear anything. It's kind of lame. Okay.
Maybe you listen to it later or something.
Maybe.
Can you hand me another cough drop?
Yes. Yes. Cough drop handing.
Dunk. So I can keep talking. I need to put more drops in like 50 minutes.
What's up, Conway?
On my tweet.
Hey. It's kind of weird. What's up?
Hey, what's up?
You look like you're about to fall asleep.
I don't think I could ever sleep on a river. You're right, though. It's been a long day. I should maybe find some coffee to go with all this beer, or just move on up to the real stuff. Doesn't weigh you down as much, you know? Nah, of course you don't.
I don't. I'm a child.
Hey, what am I talking about? Who knows? I'm drunk.
Okay, bye.
Okay, weirdo. Oh, there's his doggy. Yeah, I knew it wasn't.
You drunken ass.
You can't record anything there?
No, there wasn't anything that popped up.
This is so cool. I love it. I love how it reveals itself. It's very pretty. I like the flowers.
Yeah, it's super interesting. Alright, so let's see what's down here. There's people sleeping. Can I walk over here? No? Okay.
Bathrooms.
I know. I'm just seeing if I can
Oh, there's the
record
kitty
any of these
again.
guys.
Lots of animals on this boat. Talk to Will again? Or no?
Record this thing over here. That's who I'm supposed to talk to, I think. Just the little gurgling sounds of an oil drum or whatever. Alright, let's talk to Will. Come on, man. You hear that?
Salutations, small man.
Oh, I think she's practicing over here.
Oh, yeah, she's singing.
Salutations, small man. Kate says you have an adjustment for our charts. Good timing. Just checking my copies. It's how we keep our charts up to date. As we pass through a section of the river or the lake, I draw a new copy of the map and make adjustments for anything we see that doesn't match. Will points to the small drawing on the map. So this is where we have Dinosaur Rock marked now. This little dinosaur drawing, I drew that. What kind of dinosaur is it? Oh, just a dinosaur. And this here is where we thought the lighthouse was, but now I guess we gotta move back a bit. But how far, I wonder? Any ideas? Anything else you remember about when you saw the lighthouse? Past the lighthouse 6 minutes before Dinosaur Rock. That'll do just fine. Let's see. At our current speed, or give us a distance of about an eighth of a mile, let's say. Charted lake with a divider, somewhere around here. Good enough, huh? That should do it for the new copy. Oh, I made some other corrections. Tucked in the banks a little, made this section deeper, and left off a shipwreck that must have washed away or been scavenged into splinters. Of course, it means a lot of clutter, all these old copies. Say, I was just about to throw this stack out. Maybe you'd like to hang on to one? They're out of date, but they could be fun to look at. They're mostly river charts, I think. Take a look though, and see if one catches your eye. Here, turn it around there you go. There's no real idea of north down here, magnetic or otherwise. So we just hold the maps with the current pointing down. River curves clockwise around a few small islands. Small note and scribbled along the margin. Islands just below the surface, only visible under bright light. They come and go, the islands that is. I still mark them if I see them. Let's look at the rough, torn map. Gentle strips, probably by an idle hand or absent mind. Oh yeah, I remember that day. Slow currents, boring. Not that I mind, it's healthy to get a little bored sometimes. Long tear runs clockwise curve along the two paper. Whatever two sides are held together by paper clips woven into paper like stitches. Look at the crisp, clean map. That one I found wrapped in plastic, quite well preserved. Wrapped it up like that so the chalk wouldn't smear. I must have lost my pencil that day, I don't remember. River curves clockwise, there are no islands marked, but a few other landmarks are indicated with chalk circles. That one was the lighthouse, I'm pretty sure. grab the faded old map. I think. Oh, what the hell? This thing like, whatever. It's like torment, I guess. It like my mouse like moved. Well, thanks for your help with the chart adjustments. Our next stop is a bar called the Rum Colony. I guess you're not much of a barfly, but you might like to run around on the beach. And the decor as well. I'd be curious what you think of it.
Gas station isn't anchored to anything. It follows the current. You might run into it anywhere along the river. Kate just starts looking for it when she's low on fuel. The echo provides. It's not usually on the lake though, and that was strange. Kate had a theory. She thought the rude weather upstairs was flooding the river, and everyone headed down to the lake to ride it out on calmer waters. Anyway, my mechanical musician friends went ashore for a bit to look for some snack foods. Kate doesn't stock anything aboard the Mucky Mammoth. It doesn't grow wild, and it's not to everyone's taste. Or maybe just to stretch their limbs and change their batteries. I came back looking kind of confused, though. I don't mean confused like, not like when somebody asks you a question you don't know what the answer is, but you feel like you should and you get that kind of alarm blankness in your mind's eye. Not like that. They look confused like when you see two kinds of motor oil and they cost the same and you've never heard of either of them. And you read all the text on both packages, but all the new information just makes the choice seem even more impossible. You might be inclined to flip a coin, but how could you with something that important? Naturally, I assume they met the gas station attendant, a man as anonymous and
Itinerant
as the place itself. I assume he talked their ears off. Everyone on this river does, but I know that fellow well enough to know he wouldn't want us reminiscing around him now. So they came back aboard, Mammoth refueled, we ambled on toward the Rum Colony.
Oh man, Shallow. I feel like we should probably see the video collection, right?
I guess.
I don't know. This is a lot of choices, man.
Unless you want to look at the Rum Colony, it's up to you.
I'm gonna go with the TV room because I feel like there's something important for Shannon's story in there.
Mm-hmm.
But who fucking knows? This game is so fucking weird. Let's see if I can click on anything else. Is the dog and the cat hanging out over here?
The dog's like staring at the cat.
Go to the next video. Eject. Full of dusty tapes. Some have been relabeled several times. Stickers piling thick on the spine. Funeral thing. That one. Oh. I'm like, does it just do it?
Elderly couple sit on folding chairs in the middle of a TV studio, undecorated except for a funeral lily and a thin blue vase on the table. The lights are a bit too dim to make out their features. She reads from a newspaper with unhurried efficiency. Gloria B. of
Munfordville
passed away on Monday at her residence. Survivors include her children, Dakota, Montana, Minnesota, and Bobby, all of Munfordville. A memorial service will be held at 7 p.m. Thursday at Hafton Huffman Funeral Home in Munfordville, with cremation to follow.
That's a It's a sad thing. Her kids' names were states except for Bobby. She never knew Gloria. He
All
thinks.
the girls were named after states.
Yeah.
She never knew Gloria. He thinks he may have heard the name, wondering aloud if she ever worked at a cafe down there in Mumfordville. The woman who ran that place was once called Gloria, or maybe still is. We take a call. Someone who knew Gloria B. If not very well, the caller once installed a satellite dish at Gloria's house, a 900 square foot ranch style home on 2 acres at the dead end, backed by weeds and pine. The caller mounted the ladder up to Gloria's roof. She slid open her window and tugged urgently at his pant leg. He followed her gaze behind the house to 2 wild turkeys picking through the weeds. Gloria and the caller watched, silent and still, as the huge birds forged obliviously into the trees. Then he installed the satellite dish.
Sad. It just says sad. It didn't say next that time. That was weird.
Yeah, that's how you feel about it. You're like, oh, that was sad. Next.
Full of dusty old tapes. Blah blah. I'm gonna go with the question marks.
Okay.
Not like this could get any weirder. I'm sure it could.
Oh, sure good. What's going on, like, underneath her? Do you see that?
It looks like bugs or like crabs. It's like hermit crabs or something.
Is it?
Or are they ants? It looks like they're hermit crabs that like are grabbing stuff to use as their shells,
Okay,
maybe?
I guess. I was just, like,
don't
wondering
know.
what that was. I was like, what's going on down there?
Alright, let's watch this shit. Question marks. See what the hell's going on here.
The awful hum seems to start before Shen even hits play. And there's a familiar room. There are the blank gray walls marked with tape. School desks, and this time she notices a few more details. The murky carpet, like standing water, some video equipment stashed in the corner, a row of lockers. There's Weaver, looking serenely at the camera.
I knew it was gonna happen.
As before, she starts speaking, and as before, there's no sound, but that hum. Shannon finds Weaver's words coming back to her as they appear in captions on the screen. Mail, school, and these magnificent, tragic horses. Go underground as deep as you can go. The air is cool and the earth is damp, and when you close your eyes, you're surrounded by the dead. Remember where that is? You'll find your way from there.
Ooh, that is ominous as hell. Okay.
I think this place is what you're looking for. Some of it will wash away soon, but I think you'll be happy here, even without the mail, school. Text repeat.
Repeats for a few minutes. Shannon stops the tape. Because that is creepy as hell. Because your cousin Weaver is sending you messages through some shit. Damn. Alright, I'll put that back. I guess we're not watching birds or weather. Should we watch something else or should we just keep going?
Two.
I think that's the one we needed to see anyway, so I kind of don't want to linger for too long. I guess. I think once we get upstairs, we can. Can I take a shower?
I actually really liked that quote.
What?
Just what she was saying.
What'd she say again? Was it like which part of
I
it?
don't recall. It was pretty.
Talk to Kate and Will since they didn't go.
No, it was only a few notes, slow and sad, like funeral music, you know?
I don't remember it being sad, just simple and unburdened. Maybe that's what funeral music sounds like to me. Unburdened. Oh, hi. Kate and I were just trying to remember the Mammoth song.
But neither of us heard it for years. Will just found the mechanism.
In the mammoth's belly, hidden in gritty, matted fur. It's like a big music box, a slowly spinning cylinder covered in the metal pins that pluck her dulcet guts and pump the bellows in her bowels. But some of the pins are rusted and worn away, easy to replace if we can never remember what the notes were.
Did I hear you browsing the archive next door? Find anything good?
Where did all those videos come from?
People just left them on board. Passengers, I mean. They used to all be movies and that kind of stuff. I like nature documentaries especially. Some people left home movies or little art videos they made, but that damn VCR devours anything you leave in it. Just switches into record mode at random, I think, and picks whatever's coming in over the antenna. Of course, the only station we get down here is that WEVP community television, you know. We've got that show with the gentleman playing banjo in his birthday suit. I'm sure you've seen it.
I don't want to see that at all. Oh, yeah.
Yes. And there's no tape in the machine when it tries to start recording. It makes this awful sound, like putting a squeaky toy in a food processor. I can hear it above deck. Awful. That's why I put the sign up, please do not rewind after watching, at least. That way nothing gets taped over anymore.
Where is this station? WEVP?
I don't know, Will.
I don't know.
Guess I never thought of it. Must be nearby, right? It is community television.
The Shield would know.
Yes. You should meet Dashiell. He did a
Or
lot.
Dashel? I'm guessing it's Dashel.
Dashel, yeah. He did a lot of volunteer work for WVP in the early days, wiring up antennas and relays, stuff like that. I think you two would have a lot to talk about. He works at the Telephone Exchange.
No, I'm afraid he's been let go.
Oh yeah? That's odd. He still takes the ferry to work every day. I'm sure he's at the Telephone Exchange right now, in fact. I dropped him there a few hours ago. We're stopping at the Telephone Exchange again shortly to deliver the mail and pick up their trash. Should go ashore when we do. Ask for Dashel. Okie dokie.
Oh, wow. I forget what, like, it's kind of crazy because, like, then you can't, it has little parts where you don't get to experience the other part of the story then.
Yeah.
Because you're in the boat instead of being, with the other crew, which kind of sucks.
Just means it has replay value, which is kind of
Well, yeah.
cool.
Rarely miss a chance to lounge on the beach around the rum colony, and I do enjoy a drink, though I don't find their signature liquor suits me. But this time I'd like to stay aboard and shoot the breeze with Kate over some mineral water. Still, I heard reports. Ezra told me about the dark corners. See, that beach is lit by a congregation of amber torches stuck in the sand. They mix the torch fuel with citronella oil, keeps the bugs away, which keeps the bats away. But the light doesn't fall very far from the flame. The rest is shadows and sandy echoes. That's the part Ezra wanted to tell me about. He said he liked to run in the dark. I have a childhood memory of running barefoot along the Ohio River at dusk, so I know roughly what he meant. Oh, if we're talking about the rum colony, I should tell you about Patch. He's the bartender, general manager, creative director. I guess that means he books the music. He pretty much runs the place for the last 7 years. A lot of folks assume he owns it, but that is not the case. Rum Colony is owned by a dead man named Vernon. Technically, it would be owned by the power company, who once bought a sizable interest from Vernon as part of a state-sponsored investment program. But a clause in that arrangement requires them to keep their hands off the day-to-day, and most of the profits, so long as Vernon walks this earth. The upshot of all this is that nobody came forth to identify the body. Patch is a good guy, though. Kind, trustworthy, and he mixes a strong Mai Tai if that's your thing. I don't know who Valkyrie and Homer is, so those are the animals. So I'm just going to go with that. I'm going to do some business by telephone. I guess we're going to be here for a minute. Looks like they have a few calls to make. What are you going to do? Yeah, that's a good question. I just thought I'd stretch my legs, on firm ground. I didn't realize this place would be floating on barrels. He has like a Hawaiian necklace now from the rum colony, which I think is kind of funny. Back when I was driving long hauls, that's the real big trucks. And that's the real big trucks now. I sometimes wouldn't leave the cab but to pump gas. Took my meals in there, slept in there, changed my socks in there, the whole thing. So one time I was hauling a bunch of big spools, telephone wire I think, actually up from California into Washington State. You know where that is? It's weighed out on a map. It's kind of like to the left of here, more or less. In between California and Washington, there's a place called Oregon. You can't pump your own gas there. They have a guy who does it called a gas jockey. And you'd better not even open your door and they get all suspicious. I've seen that before. I drove through California and into Washington and I refueled in the middle in Oregon. So I didn't set foot out of my truck for a whole day. When I came out of that cab, the ground rushed up like it missed me. Gave me a big old kiss right on the chin, right here. What I'm saying is, hell, I forget. What am I talking about? You're at the telephone station.
Okay.
Waiting to use the phone.
Okay.
Which is very odd. Because...
Someone on the phone and you're just listening.
And you're listening to Conway's telling Ezra's story right now. It's important to take breaks. Exactly. Don't forget that. And don't say I never taught you anything. I don't think he would have said that. Well, I guess I'll head back aboard. Might see if I can find any of the good stuff stashed in the... Maybe in the spice cabinet? Maybe in the medicine cabinet? And that's where it belongs. Hell, who am I talking to? Don't listen to me, kid. I'll see you in a few. So Conway goes back to the boat. Oh, he just jumps in the water. What the fuck? This is fucking weird. He literally just jumped in the water and is swimming back to the boat.
Okay. Odd.
That is odd.
Odd choice. Thought I had one.
You have 23 new messages.
I remember going to a house
What?
down in Maine. I was 2. We were moving, and we were driving up in a white Nissan station wagon with 12 wood panels. It was the first time that I'd seen the house that I was going to live in for the next 7 years.
So this is, I think, the first time in the game
First time we've heard someone
we
talk.
actually heard voiceover, which is really, really weird. I was like,
what?
I was so prepared to read it myself. We'll
That's
listen to the
fucking
next
weird.
message. Being washed in the bathroom sink. This is super weird. You see the bears down here? This is the bears from the bureau.
So, it's, and that,
So it's supposed to be where he's listening to the messages?
Yeah,
in an old car lot,
he's calling the bureau.
Oh.
I was parking, and I had to go in and out about it like 3 times, but when I finally finished parking, it was her, her wheel getting turned, and that's when I had like double memory. When I first learned how to drive, my mom taught me how to travel cars. She told me the story about her dad, who was motivated to taught her how to parallel park. Every time she parallel parked, she would take out a dime and stick dime in the wheel of her car.
That would suck.
Turn
Yeah, it would really, really suck.
Like, fuck you, Dad.
Can I get a glass of water?
but
Thank you.
every time that I got upset about having to do it again,
She would tell me that at least I didn't have to be a dime's distance away from the curb.
away from the curb. I learned how to drive in the fall, and I got that snow a lot during that time. And I don't know when my mom learned to drive.
Dude, this is weird. So like, you're listening to messages?
Yeah, a lot of them are just like memories. They're just random memories.
Well, he talks about how he hears stories from people, like random ones. So maybe this is where he gets some of them from. It's just like messages that are left on whatever this phone is. I'm gonna listen to one more. Oh fuck! Click the wrong one. That's my fault. My fault. Totally my fault. Don't you go diving in too. It's actually really cold and kind of dangerous. Did he say where he was going? He's looking for the good stuff. I see. Still thirsty, huh?
You know that good stuff.
Yeah, you're looking for that good stuff. Kate keeps some diet soda in the broom closet, but you didn't hear it from me. It's next to the bleach. Bring a flashlight. Oh, no, I don't think that's what he's looking for. So, any important messages? Every single one. Where are you headed tonight, small man? Looking for my family? Looking for a new family? Or a family you lost track of? Oh, my folks disappeared. Met Ezra earlier tonight. He's been very helpful. I'm hoping we can return the favor once we get back above ground. Poor kid was sleeping at the bus station and just lost track of his folks. He'll be alright. He's more at home down here than any of us. Trust me. I have an eye for it. So are we supposed to be talking to this guy at some point? Or... So that's Kate now talking on the phone. Let's see what she calls. Because this is just the guy that was on the telephone booth.
Yeah.
And she is calling... Where's that?
Kate, thanks for calling.
I hope I didn't wake you up.
No, I can't really get comfortable enough to sleep anymore, except in the car. Oh, not driving, in the passenger seat, reclined. Eric drove me around the reservoir this afternoon, and I got an hour or two in. Couldn't get settled in bed, so I was just watching TV, some cooking show about high-concept junk food, and everyone from my high school chemistry class was there, making cupcakes out of old bicycle parts. Are you sure it's not a dream? I think I might have dozed off of it, actually. Honestly, this baby can come out whenever he wants. I'm completely over it.
Good for you. You sound really confident.
Oh, it's all an act. I'm actually...
Oh.
Whoa, God, the phone's down here makes such a mess. Or such a mess. Hey, Kate, I really appreciate you checking in. I have your pager number, and so does Eric, just in case I'm too distracted or whatever. I'll let you go. I should try to eat something.
Try some of that lichen oil I left just to help settle your stomach.
Okay, thanks. Maybe I'll chew on some ice. Talk to you soon, Kate, hopefully.
I didn't know she was going on there to talk to some pregnant friend. Just checking in on
a
a client.
Did I mention I'm a birth doula?
What is that?
Oh, she's a doula. It's someone who helps women have. It's usually more like holistic, like
Okay.
birthing, but they they help you give birth naturally, like with breathing, and
Okay.
then they also are like a midwife.
Kind of
too.
like a midwife or whatever sort of person. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I understand.
That's like the big thing to do nowadays. When
Yeah.
you have the baby is have a doula.
Wow, how does that fit with being a tugboat captain?
Sorry, I'm taking my pills.
It's fine.
Some women choose to come labor on the boat, actually. For the rest, I have backup. Just in case I can't get back to dry land in time, I've been lucky and only had to lean on her a handful of times out of several hundred births. You'd never believe how many people are just born all the time.
It's like a nurse, right?
Well, no, I don't have any formal medical training or licensing, just a lot of experience. I think most women who hire me mainly want someone in the delivery room who doesn't treat childbirth like some kind of disease to be cured. I mean, no hard feelings against doctors, but they have their own process and it can be pretty alienating sometimes. Your friend went back aboard?
He's been drinking a bit.
Oh, I should have pointed him toward the head.
Alright, who's gonna talk next?
It's the singer, right?
I believe so, yeah.
I'm glad you phoned. I was thinking of you.
Sorry I didn't call this week. I've been traveling constantly.
That's fine. I visited the hospital yesterday. I went to visit Uncle Andreas, but they moved him. Now he's in a hospice care facility run by some old Polish nun. Everyone says it's very nice. I asked them about visiting, and they said he didn't want any visitors.
He's just being stubborn.
Yes, it's typical of Andreas. I was thinking maybe if you came to visit, he would see you. All those afternoons you two go drinking beers by the river. Don't you think it would mean a lot to him if he could say goodbye to you in person?
Oh, Nadia, I'd never make it back in time anyway.
It's true. You're a long way from home, Clara. I suppose it can't be helped. Oh, here's Mother at the door. We're going to try again to see him. I hope the tour is going well. Love you. Be careful.
Interesting. My sister back home, she's very depressing to me this morning. Uncle Andreas is terminally ill and refusing visitors. Nadia is making a stir about it.
Sorry to hear. Are you close?
Yes, but only recently. He lived abroad for most of my life. He only met him a few years ago. My sister is older, so she knew him as a child too. So I think our respect for him is distorted by sentiment. We must always take the dying at their word. Their motivations are beyond our understanding. The older man, he's swimming back to the Mammoth. No emergency, I hope.
He's looking for the toilet. I hope there's paper.
I hope
It's
there's.
gonna be a busy night.
He's writing a letter.
I hadn't heard that euphemism. Must be Lithuanian. Oh, I think I picked a good accent then.
Yeah, you did pretty good.
I just,
Sound a little Irish. I don't suppose any of you folks are headed past the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. Not on this run, but we'll be coming back this way in a few hours. Well, I may still be here then. It's no big deal. I'll just hang out and read or something until it's time to head back to work. Hey, you folks are traveling with that old guy, right? With the leg? Is he okay? Saw him earlier tonight. He came by the storage facility for some files. He totally bit it on the staircase. He's okay though, right? Oh, this is the guy that was at the storage facility that does the church thing.
Oh, okay.
Is one of the guys at least.
Yeah.
All right. I think so. I don't know him too well. He's a passenger.
Me.
Sorry. Cool. Hey, I guess he's well enough to swim. Well, have a good night, or Morning, almost. Wait, doesn't Shannon need to use the phone? Come on. Come on. Thought we were learning some shit. Oh, the river is going fast. Faster than before, at least. What am I clicking on? Anything?
Is this still kind of like the zero, or is it
Kind of. That right there is Ratliff Monuments. If you ever need a headstone card for a loved one, I mean. Violet Ratliff, never married, nevertheless bore 6 children. Earl, Kelly, Barb, Ron, young Earl, and Beauty. And for each birth, she locked the doors of Ratliff Mountains for only one day, even with young Earl, when she was in labor for 36 hours. That's what folks said when I met her, and I believe them. She had the unyielding disposition of a cliffside. None of Violet's children had any desire to go into monument making. Barb was never very good with her hands. She ended up reading scripts in a call center where she only occasionally has to press a button or take down an order. Mostly she talks and listens, which suits her well enough. The run of the shop fell at last to young Earl, the only Ratliff still at home when his mother finally passed at age 2, who then had the honor of engraving her headstone. He's done well for the most part. The shop was damaged in the flood several years ago. The showcase, a mock cemetery out front, was mostly washed away. Stone monuments bobbing violently in the first torrents of the flood eventually sank and spread along the channel bottom-down river. An elongated graveyard for no human loss, visited by eyeless fish and adorned with indifferent wreaths of algae. A few straight stones ended up at the bottom of Lake left too. We'll never know. Young Earl is the last of his short line professionally, and there's nobody around qualified to carve his monument, so he's already claimed one of those at the bottom of the river for himself. It seems like it's kind of like the Zero, a bit,
Yeah.
because
It looks similar.
yeah, it has
the
that
fact
same
that it
cavernous
doesn't have,
stuff.
like,
It doesn't have, yeah,
clear destinations or anything.
yeah. Super weird.
Just the way that the tunneling.
Yeah, the cavernous, that stuff, or whatever.
It's like more of those like neural pathways. type
Mhm.
Things.
Ezra taught us a card game.
Let's go to the center.
Make some quick cash.
Just want to actually get off the boat this time. Bansky sometimes.
Super weird. Still don't really know what's going on half the time, but alright.
Huh. It looks like a tape recording. Good morning. Should I be both?
Bags isn't feeling well. Long night.
Poor kitty.
What are you watching?
Security tape from last night. Daryl left the lights on again. Should we slash his tires?
I'll leave a stern note on his desk.
Because it looks like a tape. You see, like
Yeah,
little
yeah.
things. Spare the rod.
What are we doing today?
Right. This is weird. You know that old vending machine?
The one that only has tomato juice?
No. The old one, they just stopped refilling. Remember we rolled it out on the dock last August and some scavenger stripped it for metal in the middle of the night? Daryl cut his hand cleaning up after them and it got infected, remember?
No?
Okay, anyway, the rest of it ended up in the coat room until finally Daryl was piling it into a big bag for the trash barge to pick up. Came across his box lost behind all the junk. Check it out.
This looks old.
Yeah. There's a bunch of videotapes and completed questionnaires. Looked up the reference number and it's never been processed. So I guess that's what we're doing today. There's no date on it. We'll just have to make one up unless there's some footage of a calendar or something in here.
I guess these are old the old test before we started doing the video exit interviews. That's annoying.
Yeah, let's see. How do we do this? I'll run the tape, you interpret the questionnaire, and I'll type it up.
This is really weird. So we're now like, what the fuck is going on? Where am I?
We're watching a tape, I'm guessing, of something.
But that's of Shannon, right?
Is it?
Looks like it.
I think that's you.
Wow, I haven't seen that poster in a while. I think that was mine from college. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, right. Daryl swapped it out in the redesign. Now it's... What's there now?
Yeah, it's that's weird. I can't picture it. I mean, I can picture the wall. There's definitely something hung there.
That's gonna bug me.
Want me to go look? It's just down the hall.
No, it's okay.
Let's see what's over here. The modernist bookshelf with the fancy vintage turntable. So ostentatious. So Daryl.
What? That was my bookshelf.
Oh no! But you like grew out of it or something, right? Like it ended up in the lab somehow?
I keep my books in a pile now. It's easier to find what I'm looking for. Never, what shelf is that book on? Only, well, it's somewhere in that pile.
Pragmatic. I'm just gonna sit down here for a second. That's definitely Shannon or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just sitting there for a second. Okay. Just want to see if there's anything else we can explore in this room, but it doesn't look like it. And I can't leave. Yes, we'll have her do the questionnaire now. Oh, it's like a set. That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so let's start doing this thing.
This should be some basic information in the first control test. Subject's general disposition.
Over the questionnaire document from the envelope. Why are you here?
It's a scheduled ferry stop, not my final destination.
Uh,
Sorry, I didn't
Yeah,
realize
say-
it was a different one.
the other passenger said we could make some quick cash taking these tests. Pragmatic.
Demographic category.
First thing you remember. Birdcage.
Remember birdcage.
Mid-20s.
Do you think we should use the old categories or the new categories?
Oh, right. Will the computer even still take the old ones?
They're still in the menu.
Okay, in that case, put in precarious.
Sure.
Oh,
Oh,
I
I
forgot.
forgot name.
Oh, yeah, that's yours. It says Marquez on the file.
Who, Marquez?
Whoa.
Are you sure? Or, whoa, Marquez, are you sure?
That's what it says. Do you know her?
That can't be, no, that's not her. Did she come alone or with a group?
I don't know. There's an extended monitoring tape here, too. We could check on the dock when she showed up.
No, definitely not.
Oh, she's traveling with one of those creepy distillery guys.
Nah. He just looks like some old drifter.
Maybe you're right. It's hard to tell in this light.
Oh, it's... Wait, who is that? That guy in the hoodie.
What? I've never seen him before.
Really? He looks so damn familiar. I thought maybe he was a former intern or something.
He's a little old for that, right? Nah, I don't recognize him. Sorry. You're all deja vu this morning. It's spooky.
Sorry, just one of those days, I guess.
It's weird.
Huh. I guess the old man is on dinghy guard duty.
Noble assignment. So who is this lady?
Oh, right. Well, do you remember WEVP TV?
No.
Okay, it was a community television station. They Consolidated Power Company had to fund it as like a punishment for owing too much of the broadcast spectrum or something.
Oh, they use it to screen your. They used to screen your videos, right?
Yeah, it was like a co-op. I did some maintenance and they gave me a slot to show my work.
And they had that naked banjo guy late at night.
Yeah, that's mainly what everyone remembers. I guess their whole mandate was community expression.
He was certainly expressive. Oh wait, was WVP that one, the one that the flood, right?
Yeah.
Damn. So Shannon Marquez, did she have a naked banjo show too?
What? No.
Let me guess. Ooh.
I'm haunted. I'm able to forget.
She had an exercise show.
No, I've never heard of Shannon Marquez. It was Weaver Marquez I knew. She worked at the station for a bit and then she left on kind of weird terms actually. Anyway, where were we?
Super weird. There she is again.
Okay, how do we rank her from the control test?
Oh shit. I think I had 4 shells.
Shaped like a snake.
She could say a transformer coil, but
It reminds me of a museum, it reminds me of a department store, it reminds me of a library.
department store. Scientific.
Yeah, well, it was like a bunch of circles.
Yeah. Just kind of dim. Average, I guess.
Sorry, I've got some in my eyelash.
Average, okay. Going to the next person. Oh. Now she's in a totally different room.
How many pictures did she remember?
2 or actually maybe 3.
What?
She wrote down orange, strawberry, guava.
Guava?
I think she meant the pear. See, that's why I hate this test. There's so much fruit that basically looks like just other fruit.
Oh, guava. Does a guava even look like a pear, though? I don't think I've ever seen a guava. I thought they were pink.
They're just pink on the inside. You wouldn't confuse a real guava for a real pear. But in one of Daryl's crude watercolors.
But I can still clearly tell that's a pear, even on video.
Yeah, you and I can, but we already know it's a pear. She could be remembering wrong or just identifying what to her is a much more likely fruit to appear in a painting based on any number of cultural, social, geographic, you know.
She didn't say anything in response to help clarify?
Let's see. I remember the way the fruit tastes. Curious toothache. Not really, just some sensory memories of guava.
I guess we should just skip the pictures. That's a shame. It's really hard to measure memory degradation in some of the later tests without this one as a baseline location updating scenario. Guess it's like a psychological memory test.
To see where they're at in their like afterlife, maybe.
Maybe?
I've been saying we should just use photographs. Watercolor paintings already have the quality of a half-remembered dream anyway. Like they're inviting you to forget them. Or somebody else already forgot them for you. Like mama bird feeding her chicks cotton candy. Photographs are, it's not that they're really more accurate or true, but we think they are. They put you in that mindset. They have authority. So yeah, out with the watercolors, I say.
But then poor Daryl would have nowhere to exhibit his work.
Jen makes a noise. Huh. Huh. I imagine Jen and Mimi to be like the sisters in The Simpsons.
Oh, yeah. Jen, look who it is.
Oh, I missed that kitty.
I forget what became of that white one.
Her name was Coconut, and she disappeared without a trace.
Easy come, easy go. Is that the cat?
Might have been. I wouldn't say easy. You had to leave food on the dock for a week before she'd come inside. She only stuck around for a month or two. You probably saw quite a lot of her. I remember you were working nights then. She was a nocturnal creature.
That's right, I remember. Yeah.
You can go talk to it. Let me go
Pet it.
see if I can. I did look at it. You're looking up at me. Do you see him?
Yeah. Oh, why can't we pet the kitty? I want to pet the kitty.
I would also like to do that, but apparently we cannot. That is sad.
What are we touching? Are we picking something up? Was it a toy?
It was a pen, I think. What am I gonna do to this cat?
Was it a treat? Oh yeah. she
Oh,
got a
yeah.
treat. Wait, I don't remember this test.
Oh!
Did we cut this one? What's the questionnaire like?
No, this is just... Sometimes if I can't make it in for a few days, I might leave a note to feed the cats.
For the test subjects? Well, how do you know they'll do it?
I write it on, university letterhead.
Jen, that is unethical.
At least I don't use university property and research equipment to make weird video art.
Very well then. I contradict myself. I wonder which is the nobler transgression.
I'll settle that question. It is nobler to feed kitties.
Giving her some kitty food.
So funny.
It's like, food? This lady was looking at her. You go feed me?
So now I'm just in kind of a weirdly empty room. Alright.
I've got crusties on my eyelashes. Making me upset.
Fix that shit.
Can't get it off
Oh.
without pulling my eyelash off. Okay, this is before the CD players.
I hope she remembered to rewind.
They never did, and Daryl would be in all night rolling all these tapes back one by one in his little Walkman.
He still has that thing. He says he uses it at the gym, but I think he's just too attached to his old mixtapes.
He is so sentimental, our Daryl.
These tapes had sounds from my apartment building. Did you know that?
Oh? I thought it was stock and sound effects from the library.
Yeah, the CDs are, but when it was on tape, Daryl had me borrow a tape recorder from the music department and go collect them myself. He showed me a first draft of the questionnaire. I think some of them are still in there, like...
After the tape ended, how quickly...
Thoughts returning to the subject. I never really stopped thinking about it.
Right, I don't really get the point of that question.
I think it's just there to set a baseline for the introspection index.
So all the doors opening and closing, those are all from your apartment?
Most of them, yeah. Others were from the basement. We have these rows of storage closets down there. None of them are locked or anything. It's just like this weird row of doors. They're not even marked or differentiated. you have to keep count as you go and remember which one is yours. Mine is number 8. I went down there a little tipsy once, Sunday cleaning, you know, a few glasses of wine. Anyway, I accidentally opened number 9 and it was full of mice. Like for a computer, I mean. They were all neatly arranged on shelves, organized by some inscrutable quality, cables tied with Velcro.
The neighborhood mouse hoarder.
A collector, I think. I guess he lived next door. I told Daryl we should add a question, something like, while listening to the tape recordings of doors opening, at any point you have any expectation or visualization about what might be on the other side of one of these doors, please write it down. This one? I don't know. Last door sounded like kitchen door. I was just curious, I guess, since it was from my building. Like, I have a strong sense of where these doors lead, but just by hearing them. But is that just from my memory, or is it inherent in the sound somewhere?
Interesting. You should write a grand proposal.
Oh, I wouldn't step on any toes, you know, university politics. Oh, here's another extended monitoring tape from the waiting room. Super weird. So they're doing, like, research study stuff.
Did you take psych or so?
I did.
Did you have to do those
Yeah.
study stuff?
Busy night.
That was fucking weird. One of them, I just thought, did I tell you about the one I did where they put electrodes on me?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
Like, they put electrodes on me, and they had us sit and watch videos, and one of the videos was from Silence of the Lambs. It was, like, a really creepy part, and I had never seen it, but I didn't want to.
Yeah.
And I started to get, like, really nervous that there was going to be, like, a jump scare or something, because I was thinking, like, oh, that's why they put the things on me, and so I left. I, like, took everything off, and I left, and because they said, like, if you want to leave at any time, just say something. And so I did it, and she was like, oh, it's fine. And she's like, I was just curious as to why you didn't want to do it. And I just said, well, that's like a scary movie, and I know that it's scary.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
like watching that. And she was like, oh, it's fine. And she's like, you'll get full credit for being a part of the study,
Yeah.
because this is part of it. But she said, I have to tell you because at the end of the study we tell everybody what it is or what it's doing.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, the electrodes don't do anything. Like, they weren't on, they weren't recording. It was just to add to, like, to see if that added to, like, your suspense or your, like, you know,
Yeah,
fear
yeah.
of what it might be that you're watching or what they're gonna record of that, and, like, to see if it would actually, like, change how you felt about what you were watching.
Oh, interesting.
And
Okay.
and she was like, that's it, you can go. And so I only had to be there for, like, 10 minutes.
That's cool.
I was like, I need to remember to do this every night. And then there's another one that was like, I forget, it was just like all these images and stuff, and you had to answer questions about
Yeah.
it or something, but like, yeah.
Oh,
I
I screwed up the camera again. Can you help me with that? Just gotta push it back in there. If it'll stay.
Screw it tight.
There you go. We're good.
Yeah.
Just leave it there. I think. Oh god. No, you gotta push like the back of it. Just push it so it's stuck in there.
Like, do I need to screw it down?
No, it's the bottom thing. Hold it right there. I'm gonna fix the camera. Sorry about that. I just like mess with it for like a second. Usually there's like a spot I can throw it on and it stays, but
What are we gonna get for dinner, yo?
we'll figure that out in a little bit. Oh, Jesus.
No.
We're okay.
You right?
Sorry, guys.
Do you remember any of the ones you did?
Not really. I'm trying to think if I remember any of them. Not really, though. Some
Yeah,
of them
because
are
I know
like-
there was one I stayed for the whole thing because it was just like a bunch of different questions about like scenarios and stuff. But it was actually really interesting. Kind of liked doing it.
Some of the stuff is really cool. Just, you know, I didn't,
I just remember it was funny that there was one video that they played in both Psych and Soch. And so I I just stopped. Or like as
Yeah.
Once I figured out it was the same movie, I just left for the day. I was like, fuck this. I've already seen this video. It's really long too.
Alright, this shit is fixed. Alright, cool.
Alright. There he is again, sleeping where do I know him from? It's going to drive me up the wall.
Does he work at the university?
Oh, that sounds familiar. Yeah, I think he might have worked there a long time ago. Maybe when I was an undergrad.
Ah, the Paleolithic. I thought he looked a bit rugged.
That's right, Jen. I went to college during the Stone Age.
What was your major?
Fire? I don't think he was a professor. Maybe staff. It's been so long. Sometimes I wish I just barreled through like you did instead of taking time off before grad school. I wish that too.
I'm sure it was the right thing to do at the
I should
time.
have just gone to grad school after college. That's what I should have done.
Yeah, or
Anyway,
the
regrets.
only thing.
Yeah, or the only thing, I was such a mess. Did I ever tell you about that? My boyfriend died suddenly in my last year of college. Whoa.
Oh, poor thing.
It's okay, it was a long time ago, but yeah, it really shook me up back then. He was studying astronomy, and we're both really into experimental music. We took a few art classes together.
That's so sad. How did... Sorry, never mind.
No, it's okay. That's the thing, actually. I mean, that's what shook me up about it. It was just this random accident that never should have happened. So sudden, you never could have seen it coming. He was back home visiting his parents, and he fell off of a roof.
Damn, I know what you mean. You can't predict that kind of... What do you call it? Freak accident kind of thing?
My psychiatrist said that's why I'm such a pessimist.
So, Conway tells us a story earlier about a kid, I think it was the person he's working for, his kid that passed away, or somebody there that passed away working on a roof, so it must be connected to Mimi. Well, I think you're remarkably upbeat, all things considered. I mean, you know, what that thing with your boyfriend and the roof, but also what happened to the TV station.
Acts of God.
You think?
No, I mean, that's what you call it. That's what you say when it's nobody's fault.
Next tape.
Oh, look. Can you read the date?
Um,
Damn, I can't read it either.
it may not have even been current. I remember for a while we had a a calendar up there. I was like years behind. I think Daryl liked the picture.
What was it?
Best friends. Every month there was a different pair of animals that were
Aw.
friends.
That's adorable. I think I'm going to be sick.
You don't remember that? That weird intern brought it in from home. What was his name?
Who?
Oh, you remember. He was always like... I mean, we would make fun of him for... Damn, he's almost completely gone from my brain. So many interns coming and going then. I guess they didn't even bother even remembering their names.
I wonder who was working back when this was recorded. Is there a tape of the monitoring room?
Yeah, here it is.
Oh, before we check that out, did she flip the calendar forward or backward?
Forward.
Oh, weird. They usually flip it back.
Well, that's great. I'm sure if you did it backwards, they would say, like, oh, maybe it normally does it forward.
Did you do that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because it had those arrows or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's Ezra.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the cat for a second. Wait, no, maybe not me. Somebody else is some other girl. There she goes.
Wait, do you think she followed them out?
Oh, well, here's the last extended monitoring tape from the dock when they left. What the fuck? See, told you he was one of those distillery guys.
I guess you were right. These other guys came to pick him up for work, maybe? I don't like how they all hang out together. It's creepy.
We hang out together and work together.
Yeah, but it's not. They're like more than coworkers. I don't know. I just get this awful feeling whenever I see them. Like, I knew them once, but not anymore. Like, they make up a dead person to look like an old photograph of themselves.
Sort of familiar, sort of strange.
Yeah, exactly. There ought to be a word for that.
Oh. Oh. They disappeared.
Yeah.
Bye, kitty.
They look nice enough people. I'm sure she's happy with them.
Yeah. So, it's been a bit of a memory trip for you, huh? I bet you didn't expect these old tapes to stir up so much. How does it feel for these people to come up again? Weaver, Marquez, and Wise Will. I mean, what was your boyfriend's name? The one who died in college?
Charlie. Yeah, it's kind of bittersweet experience actually, like looking at photographs of people who died or moved away, people that are gone.
Gone but not forgotten.
No, not forgotten. You're right.
So definitely it was, yeah, like it was Charlie that he accidentally, like, didn't kill, but he accidentally got in that position because he wasn't awake enough to go help. Or whatever. Or he didn't go help. Fuck. This is crazy. It's like a really weird, like, looped story that I don't really understand so far. Look at those easels and tables on the beach over there. They call it an open-air gallery. Or probably something more upscale like an al fresco galleria. They say it's a popular design in foreign cities like Paris and New York. That may be true. The appeal is clear enough, I guess. Anyone can wander in and out. There aren't any walls or doors. There's no roof. Either just a kind of thin cloth membrane, not quite a sheet or a tarp, but more like a drape of rolled out spider web. Looking like it might bunch up and dissolve if it ever got rained on. No concern down here for rain. Everybody thinks they're inside just because they can't see the sky, but it's a microclimate down here. It surely does rain. Right now they're exhibiting some intimate photographs of small town life. There's one of a small girl playing in a puddle. She's got her back to the camera and she's fussing with something, looking at her hands. Maybe she's stuffing a message in a bottle or folding a paper boat. Reviews have been good. It's a popular show, probably because of its relevance. The town depicted in these photos was just very recently flattened to make way for a big museum project.
Ironic.
Forest.
A little mini island.
Yeah, looks like a bunch of coils and stuff. Took a nap. I kind of want to take a nap. Fuck. What do you want to do?
I don't know.
I'm going to say I took a nap. Because I want to see what this weird dream that's going to happen here. Because that's what I'm assuming is going to happen, is that he has a weird dream.
But who's taking the nap?
It's got to be either Shannon or Conway, right?
Hey, just a quick one here. I'm going ashore to do some mushroom hunting. This little island is my favorite spot, and I figured we're already running late. What's one more unscheduled stop? I need to find Will and get him up here to keep an eye on things. You know, I bet he's asleep. Could you run down and wake him up for me? Bunks are down on the lower level right next to the map room. Thanks. That must be Will sleeping. 'Cause he's the one who's talking.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to record the mammoth for a second. So I'm sure that's going to be important for something. I don't really like the noises it's making. Is it sparking up here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like sparking and stuff because it's like stuck. Go back inside. Cat's just hanging out outside. This cat, at least. Where's the white cat? the main deck I go.
Well, the White Cat's just at that other facility.
No, they said that it followed you. See, it's right here.
Oh.
They followed you. It followed you off the facility
Oh, okay.
because they were saying goodbye to it.
Oh. Those people up there.
I think that's Junebug
Oh.
and Johnny.
Recorded lecture plays from the tape machine next to Will's bunk. He even hinted that he had in mind a design for this device as recorded in the diary and sentry observations. Why should personalities in another existence or sphere waste their time working a little triangular piece of wood over a board with certain lettering on it? The whole business seems so childish to me. We are to make any real progress in...
Oh, he's saying it.
Is he?
You can kind of hear it.
Oh, yeah.
Edison's theories about what he calls life units. I like trying to listen to it too. Wow. It's like a thing about reincarnation, kind of. Well, hello, small man. You caught me in a pre-dawn nap. I try to sleep in little nibbles when I can. It maximizes my time in threshold states. What? Oh, you know, the half asleep, half awake, in between places. I play these old tape lectures during my little nibble naps to absorb the information more easily. It's pretty effective. I wish I could do everything half asleep. Can't say I learned very much just now, though. I may have been too busy dreaming. A vivid, narcotic fantasia aboard the... but those are always the quickest to dissipate. I'd better tell you about it now before the spell is broken. Takes deep breaths, focusing on the task of recalling his dream. I was small, not a child, animal maybe. Patrolled the corridors of a great iron ship, searching for scraps. Mice, I think? Crying, always, a weak, mournful mew. Other crewmen slumped in odd corners and lay drunk on the deck. The halls smelled of shame, defeat, and Why is he telling this stuff to a little kid? Like he's gonna understand what's going on? And rot-cut corn whiskey. They dumped artillery into the water, tore their flags into cloth scraps, and made handkerchiefs to bury their sobbing faces. They drifted on Lake Leth, drinking the cold black water of eating eyeless fish raw. When they at last ran out of cooking fuel, they seemed, in their despair, to forget even language. After an interval of years, the ship crossed the threshold into absolute silence. Silence except for my hopeless, whimpering cry. Anyway, that's all I remember. Lately, I never remember my dreams. Probably for the best. Images of dreams are often wasted on the waking. Well, I've got a stew to start. You may want to hurry back above deck. We're about to pass the Bat Sanctuary. It's quite a thing to see. Weird. Kate came back from her mushroom hunting excursion with a small basket full of oddly colored caps and stems. No doubt delicious to a morsel. Of course, she intended to use many of them in her medical practice to ease the pain, nausea, and anxiety of of pregnant women, but I can usually rely on my charms to snare a bite or two. I have no preference when it comes to mushrooms, by which I mean that I treat them all interchangeably. I prefer not to know their names or qualities before I cook them up and eat them. It's useless. After all, they escape your erudition, as the fella says. That's a good mushroom hunting island, I guess. It's plenty damp. They've got the cypress trees there to grow on. Of course, they're not indigenous, the cypress trees, I mean. Everyone down here seems to agree they were planted as some kind of marker or memorial. And most people will tell you they've got a distant relation or acquaintance who helped dig a hole or water a seedling. But nobody remembers what it was all for, and nobody left a plaque or anything. It's a shame. Looks like it must have been a lot of work. Well, at least we have trees. And the mushrooms. Alright, alright.
Package.
Yeah, definitely. Let's get off the boat. Get off the boat. Gonna have a weekend at Mort's. Sorry. Thanks again for your help. This is about as far as the tugboat can. Okay, sorry.
That's me. Thanks again for your help. It's about as far as the tugboat can go. You know, noise, lights, disturb the bats. I usually send Will, but I thought you'd like the chance to meet Dashel. He's the guy who worked at the TV station, WEVP. So you'll pass through the Bat Sanctuary, which is really nice, by the way. Be sure to check out all the plaques and stuff for cool bat facts. Plenty of time. Anyway, the Echo River Central Exchange, or excuse me, Consolidated Auxiliary Switch number 30. They changed the name when the power company took over. Anyway, it's just on the other side of the Bat Sanctuary. This package is going to Poppy. She's an operator. The operator.
Alright.
We'll meet you on the other side at Sam and Ida's for our scheduled early breakfast stop. Just follow the river. Can't miss it.
Interesting.
Oh, almost forgot. You may or may not be interested. There's this kind of weird memorial sculpture on your way in. Just before the Bat Sanctuary, I always recommend people at least stop and take a look at it. It's really sort of, I don't know how to say it. You should check it out.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Oh, it's so cool. And creepy. But also cool.
That was a bat.
No, cool. Little bats.
What happens when I turn that shit off? Does more stuff come up? Or?
Oh, got the memorial?
I don't know, I'm just clicking forward.
No, don't turn the light on.
That's gotta be the memorial thing right there.
Names, helmets, and the names of the folks who wore them and placed them here in the memory, but also as a spit in the greedy green eye that power company bought up our old mine and our traded our brothers and sisters' safety for a little more yield. Only yielded 28 good men and women dead when the wall collapsed and the tunnels filled with water.
Okay.
Their lungs were black, but now they're washed clean and full of water too, and swept through the hidden tunnels into some awful cave we will never find, and so we guess the water buried them for us, so let this here be the marker for their grave. If any son of a bitch from the power company wants to take back these helmets as company property, just try to see what will happen.
Hey, Elkhorn, that's the mine we met in. Where your folks, worked. Looked like it'd been here a while, sure as hell wouldn't mess with it. You think whoever wrote this is still that angry?
I don't think you ever get angry like that.
No, I guess you probably don't. This probably stirs up, I mean, how do you... Which one?
I like it's fine. I'm glad this is here. People should remember this happened.
Well, here we are remembering. And I didn't even know it the first time around, but here I am remembering it now. That's a fine memorial, I guess. I don't know if that changes anything. But I know when we were in the thing, like when we turned off the lights, it did something, but...
Some dead people on a boat. Yeah. Ah, dead people.
Oh, they waved. Hi, guys. What's up? What, you're looking at me like I'm crazy?
Just sometimes I forget I don't even really know you that well.
Yeah, well, that makes two of us. You know, those guys from the distillery are just making the best of a bad situation, just like the rest of us. Hey, one of them said to me earlier they could even help me take care of these medical bills for my leg, you know? Get it all together on a plan, consolidated.
I don't know what you want to do.
When did you talk to them about that? Oh, they're around. They're pretty much everywhere you look on this river. You really haven't noticed? Anyway, I have a feeling it'll all work out.
Even for me?
Hey, why not? Seems like we're getting pretty close to finding your cousin, right? And besides that, you're young and smart and plenty of time to bounce back from whatever. Listen, that old truck I've been driving belonged to my boss, Ira, Lizette's husband. To be honest, Ira didn't like me very much, but somehow Liz got it into her mind that he would have wanted me to have that truck someday. Maybe to make up for all that yelling I did. Or maybe so his ghost could hold it over me, just one more thing to feel like I owed him for. Anyway, they got their own trucks at the distillery, and now that the antique shop's closing up, we got no use for the truck. I was thinking you could take it.
What do you think? If she would take it, or
It's just like I barely know you. Hell, I barely know anyone. It's not like I'm going to give this truck to my damn brother or something. I don't even know how to get a hold of him these days. Well, just think about it anyway. You'd be doing me a favor, you know? One less thing to deal with. Trying to see if I... see what the sign says. Visitors to the Echo River, Kentucky Cave Bat Artificial Hibernaculum and Sanctuary are asked to take extra precautions in order to prevent the introduction of foreign fungal contaminants and the spread of white nose syndrome. Please do not visit the sanctuary during the same day in which you visited any cave known or suspected to host bats infected with the white nose syndrome. Please do not leave your vehicle. If you must leave your vehicle, please remove shoes, clothes, jewelry, headwear, and eyeglasses to ensure you do not bring any foreign spores ashore with you. Please do not touch any bats or structures. Kentucky cave bat is confused by light. If you're using a lantern or any artificial light source, be aware that it may attract and confuse bats. If you're approached by bats, do not panic, relax, stop your vehicle, and switch off your light. Never touch a bat. Okay.
like bat houses or something?
I guess so. I like how the dog is just chilling in the front there, too. I wonder if it... I guess I just stopped moving.
Yeah. Guess you probably don't want to do that after they start like swarming at you or something.
Another sign here. Ever talk with your mouth full? Bats do it all the time. Bats talk in extremely high frequency clicks, too high for humans to hear. They use their powerful ears to scan for the echoes of those ultrasonic clicks by comparing very subtle differences in the time. These echoes take to come back. Differences of just millions of a second, the bats are able to picture their environment with enough accuracy to catch a flying insect. Once a bat has caught an insect in its mouth, it's still flying, so it still needs to avoid running into anything. So bats keep clicking away even while they munch on a tasty bug snack. Maybe poor table manners, but it's crucial for surviving in the dark. Wonder how the other bats know whether one of them is really talking or just chasing a bug. Sometimes it's hard to know with people too.
I think when they're actually communicating something more like singing.
I'd like to hear that. Should I just keep going or should I read all these bat facts?
I don't know, it's up to you.
Too many bats. Kentucky cave bats' natural diet mostly consists of moths and other small insects that breed along the river. Here at the sanctuary, we use the combination of chemical snares and ultrasonic wards to repel all potentially contaminant-bearing insects and replace them with our own locally bred and spawned hypoallergenic antiseptic pseudomoths, which we call the little gray nothing moth. You may be thinking that the other moths and insects would have been eating are very much relieved that their natural predator has found another food source. Not so. We installed netting and highly effective moth traps along the river, where the Kentucky cave bat normally hunts to balance their escape from the food chain. But eating moths isn't the only systematic contribution these bats make. They also produce a potent fertilizer in the form of guano that helps plant life thrive along the Echo River shore of Lake Lith. In order to minimize the sanctuary's impact on subterranean agriculture, we collect precious guano here at the hibernaculum and manually distribute it throughout the caves. It's a full-time job. Sounds like a lot of work. Oh, no. Whatever.
I wonder how the bats would feel about their guano being taken like that.
It's better they don't know, like bat plumbing. I mean, I never think about where it goes, do you?
Right? It's reassuring to know someone's taking care of everything for these little bats.
Yeah, who's gonna build the people hibernaculum? Maybe we'll build it ourselves. Maybe we already did. Like the folks in the mine, like you said, they used to buy stuff. Fans, canaries, all those little trinkets to make it bearable. There's still a lot of stuff down there. It feels cluttered, but human. I just mean all people need is enough to pretend we're home, and we can make it anywhere. I kind of like this one.
You're kind of philosophical when you're drinking. Do you want to tell you that?
Yeah, I guess I do. Nah, this is nothing. I used to have this drinking buddy who would get loaded and tell these weirdest damn riddles, like, which is more musical, a truck passing by a factory or a truck passing by a music school? Count your blessings. I think I need to turn this off so that these bats go away. So now we're just sitting here.
Here, hang on, I'm going to tell you there's one kind of hovering right over me.
They don't really hover though, do they? I mean, how could they? I guess a lightning bug will hover by beating its wings really fast. Maybe they can do that too. I used to watch lightning bugs in the evening out at the edge of the woods. Lisette's kid, Charlie, he loved them, you know? He ended up going to college and studying astronomy. I like to think he got his love for stars from those nights watching bugs. Anyway, me and Charlie, sometimes we try to see one of them up close, you know? You lay in the grass and you have to be totally still for a while. Like one of those wax sculptures. Don't even breathe like this. Oh, you can't see me. I was doing the watching lightning bugs in the grass face.
I can imagine that.
Yeah, you've seen it already. When I fell in the mine, kind of stunned, in shock. Hey, who were you talking to earlier when we met? In the mine? You were on the phone with someone. I forgot about that.
My ex. Alejandra. and Spoon. We're still pretty close. I was just venting on the phone about my landlord situation. She's very patient, but I could tell she had no idea what I was talking about. I actually hate talking on the phone.
Yeah, I try not to use it. I like to see someone's hands when they talk. Most people never learn how to lie with their hands. So anything you see there, you can pretty much take for the truth. Oh. This is like zebra tree. And take a look at this umbrella over here. Oh, it's like a boat. This is so cool. It's like you kind of have your own path that you have to go on, but you can kind of mess with where the light points. You can point it back behind you if you want. Oh, here they come again. There's another sign. Let's do some bat learning. White nose syndrome is still largely a mystery. We suspect that the white fungal growth which appears on bats' faces and wings irritates and confuses them, causing them to awaken early from hibernation and venture outside, depleting stored energy they need to survive through winter. But biologists are nowhere near curing the disease. It spreads quickly and is highly fatal. In this way, white nose syndrome has drawn some comparisons to colony collapse disorder as suffered by bees. White nose syndrome and colony collapse disorder are sudden, violent, and mysterious. Will honeybees and the Kentucky cave bat be two more lost species wiped out in a geological blink and forgotten to natural history? It's possible that cure won't be identified in time. So the sanctity of this artificial hibernaculum is the best hope of preserving them. As you leave the Echo River Kentucky cave bat hibernaculum and sanctuary, please make sure your vehicle and clothing are free of hitchhikers. Okay. I need to turn it off again. Get these bats off me. Lisette's sick. I mean, she's old. We're both old. Hell, you're about the youngest person I know right now. Oh, and the kid. Maybe Homer by a people calendar, but in dog years, I think he has us all beat. So I'm old too. Sure, I forget stuff all the time. Especially if I had a few of my brain is swimming. But I mean, it's all going away. She's losing words you'd never think you'd lose. Not just like the street she grew up on, but names of colors and types of furniture. Or I mean even the word furniture. She'd say we've still got a few nice pieces in the, what's that I call the shed where we put the bigger pieces, the beds and couches, and I'd say, oh, Liz, why do you keep teasing me about that time I fell asleep in the furniture shed? When it's so damn comfortable in there. I tried to help her keep some dignity, you know? That's all I had to offer at the end. She has a sister in Nashville that will take good care of her. Now that I'm not around at the shop all the time, what was that old guy's name? He used to make deliveries for the shop. He smells like leather. Ira was always yelling at him, too drunk to work on the other one day. He could have been in the right place at the right time. Which one do you think?
I guess I'd say she means a lot to you. Are you worried about losing her?
You know, it's inevitable at this age. People are going all the time. Friends, family, everyone. It's natural. I don't wish she'd live forever. Just that she keeps some dignity as she goes. I think that's the best we can wish for anyone we care about. Okay, I think the bats are clear now. So I feel like he probably works for her because he's obviously worried, like he wants to pay her back for, you know, what he feels like him like messing up their lives because his kid died, or their kid died, you know. Oh, big ass archway now. Central Exchange. Dude, this is nuts. Just the way this shit looks is like so I mean, we keep saying it, but I love it. Oh, kid over there?
Who's this place?
Central Exchange is like where I need to go and like deliver something. Careful up there. Can't drive your new truck if you slip and break your legs.
I guess you too. Try not to make any more bad deals while I'm gone.
Ha! I'll just be floating along down here. I just mean keep your eyes open. Don't look back. Oh, hi, I remember you. Oh, sorry.
What are you doing down here? I'm just exploring. I like dark underground places. I'm romantic.
You gotta choose.
Really, what does that mean to you? It means I like poems and rivers and mysteries. Is that like a kid?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, bye.
I think she's the other kid's friend. Or was, at least. There's Dashel. That's the person we're supposed to meet down
Ooh,
here.
that looks really cool.
Yeah. Could be bypassed with another capacitor at 100 nanofarads to reduce noise.
Are you Dashel Morse?
Him? I mean, me? Yeah, I'm him. Sorry, I've been hacking on this thing all night. My thoughts are starting to come in alternating currents. We don't install this type of phone for customers anymore, but there are quite a few of them still in circulation. Anyway, the new system doesn't source enough current to ring these old bells, so I'm trying to come up with a workaround, maybe a little box the customer could attach right before the wall jack.
I'm a bit of a circuit geek myself.
I bet. I mean, you seem very comfortable with electronics. This is your first time down here? Yeah, I can tell. Your eyes can't quite adjust to the light. It takes some practice. Believe it or not, I've been coming here since I was a kid, for one reason or the next. Back then, this place was a train station. It's true. They had bats then too, but they were considered a nuisance.
Train station? What happened to it?
Well, the river shifted, and this place slowly filled with water, carrying the trains away with the current. It does that. The river, I don't begrudge it. It's a good reminder that everything we have is borrowed, even trains. Eventually, someone at the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces heard this place was still empty, so they moved the phone company in here. I returned here as a young lineman, a skill I picked up in wartime, running telephone wires behind enemy lines. We used trees instead of poles. I miss that, actually. They were easier to climb. It's just as well. I'm in no shape to be climbing anything these days. The closest I get is patching up the wiring in the crystal room for the WEVP folks. Should I ask him directly about Weaver?
Whatever you want to do. You ever know a girl named Weaver?
Sure, Weaver Marquez. That's funny. I was just thinking about her. Yeah, I met her a couple of times at the TV station. Suppose they didn't know her too well. She handled the archives. I was helping with wiring and stuff. She really seemed to know her way around all that gear, though. She had a head for signals, I think. No idea where she ended up. I guess she's probably not too popular around the station anymore, but I always liked her. Listen, if you're interested in WVP, you should go talk to them directly. They're always looking for volunteers. Take the ferry over to the silo. There's a mail stop there. They don't have a sign or anything. Just ask around. I guess I'll get back to this damn old ringer. Poppy's just a little further down if you're dropping off that package. Nice chatting with you.
Is there a bird up there? A bird sculpture?
Looks like, yeah.
Pretty.
With the plaque. Abel and Eloise, the lovers' couriers. Bred for racing, Abel and Eloise spent most of their lives as carrier pigeons in the employ of the Echo River Avian Post. They retired here after Abel was disfigured in an accident with a light aircraft, but old habits were hard to die. Abel and Eloise would pick up scraps of paper from the ground and trash, even pull them out of pockets. and deliver them to other people nearby to delight or embarrassment. Word spread, and travelers passing through this tunnel began to become prepared with love letters, poems, other written desires passed along indirectly through those pigeons. After a hard day's work, Abel and Eloise would always be found nestled closely together in a disused newspaper stand set aside for their habitation. That's where we left them. Okay, interesting. Sorry, that's not what I meant to do. Need to keep going down here. Gotta go to Poppy.
Looks like Marvin's having fun at Las Vegas Comic Con.
That's cool. Just set it right over there by the lamp, sweetie. Thanks. That's a girl. Actually, just a minute. Who does that parcel claim to be from? Which one? No label on it, or?
Laszlo Electronics?
Oh, must be my new patch cables. Not a minute too soon. This one here is hanging on by a fiber. So, who are you? Do you work for the post office or the tugboat? I only ask because I haven't seen you before. Was that you I heard chatting down the hall?
Yeah, I just met Dashel.
He's been working on that obsolete ringer, hasn't he? Poor Dashel. You know, he's not really... He was let go a while back. A long while, actually. When they started restructuring. He was one of the first to go. But he talked them into letting him come every day and fiddle with some interminable project. He says this to keep a long gap from growing in his resume. But I think he just has nothing better to do. One of those old men who needs to work, you know? Doesn't know how to be any other way. Well, there are no real jobs here. There are fake jobs, I guess. It wasn't always like this. When it came to work at the Echo River Central Exchange, there were 12 of us. Loretta, Edna, Meg, Kara, Marie, Lois, Liz, Hester, Angie, Wilma, Connie. I was number 12. Connie and I were hired on the same day, but she showed up early. Marie finished college. Hester was fired for snapping at a rude caller, but he had it coming. I hear she did just fine on her own. So I hired Beryl, Jana, and Sachiko, which brought us up to 13, and that was as many operators we ever had here at one time. Power company came along buying up all the lines, and one day they took the exchange as a throw-in, like it was nothing, and then they started phasing us out. Edna, Meg, Kara, Lois left one Friday evening, and were asked not to come back for Monday morning. Beryl saw the writing on the wall and quickly found employment at private PBX. They had Jana and Liz stop routing calls and write up some kind of best practices document instead. It was their final task as exchange employees. Some of the girls were reassigned to other divisions. Connie, I think, was checking residential meters. Sachiko and Wilma were moved into energy sales and cold calling businesses to see if they needed to upgrade their electricity plan. At least they were still on the phone. Then it was just Loretta, Angie, and me, and we were swamped. Hours were hell and hard on the throat. The voice with a smile became a croak. I was gargling warm salt water in the break room, sipping from a thermos full of hot honey broth stashed under my chair. Well, it brought a lot of extended technique to the switchboard in those days. Oh, phone call. Sounded pretty good to me.
He's got the voltage too high. Burn out the relay.
So where was I?
Hot honey broth and warm salt water.
Right, and a healthy dose of slippery elm. I got that one from Kate. So after a few months, it was just me. A new automation strategy was announced. This place was rechristened Consolidated Auxiliary Switch Number 30.
If it's automated, what do you do here?
It's not fully automated. There are still gaps in the functionality that need a human touch. And you know, it really is all about touch here. Sound is a vibration, a touch you feel in your ear. So my voice is my touch. When we're talking, we're touching. When we're talking, we're touching. Even on the phone. And that's an electric touch. An intimate little shock that makes your tiny hairs tremble. But that's not even what I mean when I say it's all about touch here. When the power company first tried automating this old exchange with fancy new transistor arrays, the switchboard caught fire. It was just too much, too fast. So they tried using some clunky old mechanical relays, but then the calls were getting mismatched and out of sync. It was a nightmare. Their technicians determined that the phone system down here had been designed ad hoc over the decades around the specific tempo of its human operators. So short of replacing the whole thing, not to mention all the wiring, they'd have to work out the exact timing of every little human gesture that goes into routing a phone call. And that, officially, is my role here. I run the switchboard for the whole exchange. Once the work of 12, I'd like to remind you, they have some kind of machine somewhere that tracks how long it takes me to do each little thing. The caller never hears my voice now. They dial, my little indicator lights switch on, and I make the connection.
You miss talking to callers?
Fuck! Hit the wrong one. Interesting, what's the machine like? Sorry. Oh, it's funny. I've never actually seen it. They told me just to carry on patching while it collects and collates in the background until it's ready to take over. There's a dark thought. What if there is no cheap machine that's going to replace me? What if it's cheaper to just keep me here, filling in for the rhythm of the operators? What if I'm the cheap machine? Why don't you just quit, or you're not a machine?
You're not a machine.
You can't fit in a booth. Nice of you to notice. I'm more in the Echo River Central Exchange. I carry a torch for the voice with a smile, but at least I'm keeping some part of it human, right? Even if it's not the best part. Oh, the parcel. Right over there by the lamp is fine. Thanks for dropping that off. Take care. Think of me when you dial 0. Oh! Boat full of... What are these guys doing? They're the distillery guys. What the shit just happened? And you don't see Conway on the boat anymore. Oh, I don't like it. This is quite odd. Oh. She returned on the dinghy alone. She had a strong and sudden urge to shut the motor off and let the current take her, but she couldn't work out where that impulse came from, so she did her best to resist it. She met a guitar player pedaling a floating bicycle with his dog in tow. He said they took turns. The water was cold and floating bicycle, while technically marvelous, wasn't quite buoyant enough for the both of them. Swimming is hardest work that dog had ever done, he expected. They'd been traveling this way for most of the night, struggling through the icy water, stopping to recover when they could find a rock large enough to start a small campfire. He had his belongings stuffed into a weathered guitar case at the end of a thin rope. It floated pretty well, so he only had to keep an eye on it, and occasionally free it from a rock or some driftwood it was caught on. She invited him to ride a ways on the dinghy. He appreciated the offer, but they weren't in a hurry. She met a family of 5 on a flat-bottomed skiff. The boat was loaded to capacity with black plastic bags and a few larger pieces of furniture wrapped in a blue tarp. 3 paddled, 2 adults and the older child, 2 younger children slept. They've been traveling all night, first by car and then for the last few hours by boat. Hungry and tired, they didn't plan to stop until they reached West Virginia, where a relative had offered to take them in. But the adults were happy to take a break from paddling in weary silence. They asked her about her river journey. She told them about the memorial. They were very sympathetic. No minors in their family, but he was once injured at a warehouse job and had to fight for disability pay. They knew what these companies were like and what it was like to have to assert your humanity to them. They wished her well, pattered on towards West Virginia. She met a painter of shipwrecks. He never worked from photographs, so his paintings could be divided into 2 categories. There were the ones he painted from life, and the Echo River was a very good source for these because its currents were so unpredictable and tunnels were so dark. He rendered these in oil paint by lamplight, working for hours cross-legged on the porch of his houseboat/studio. Then there were the ones he painted from memory, mostly this memory of a single wreck he encountered as a much younger man picking up litter where the coastal highway cleaves to the rocky beaches of Northern California. These were done in watercolor. He preferred to work on them in the morning in a room he rented near the airport in Louisville. He had postcard-sized sketches in coal, too, of the Iron Pariah. It wasn't a wreck exactly, but it felt right. He tried to scribble one down every time he encountered it, though it was so unpredictable. He was so focused on details that we usually just ended up with a handful of inscrutable marks. She gave in, shut off the motor, and floated for a while. She knew what she'd been craving, a moment of silence. So Conway got escorted off by those distillery guys, it looks like?
I'm guessing so, yeah.
That's what it seems like, at least. So she's just floating, a bunch of shit's just floating by her. Super weird. She floats back towards that painter guy's boat, and now we're going to the next act.
Mel just posted her ultrasound video. So
Nice.
I can finally tell my mom and dad.
Oh. Oh, that's the tugboat, so that's good. Oh, I'm already on here. Okay. Do I need to go up, I'm guessing? What's it bringing up? Maybe I should stay down here. Can't go over to the boat, really. I think everybody's upstairs. Sam. Alright. Hello out there. Headed up or down?
Sometimes I wonder myself.
Best never to dive with a doubt in your heart, though. Can't always be helped. Well, head on upstairs. She'll take care of you. I'll be along in a minute. Alright. It looks like the boat that we were on is right here. So at least that's good. Right, Sam and Ida's. Here you go.
Just in time. We've already finished eating, but we're about to place a to-go order from Clara. She's back on board, getting ready for her show. Take a look at the menu. I'm sure there's something you'll like. Ida's a bit of a local celebrity for her cooking, I mean. Hey, Ezra, Ezra was just asking about you. He's around the corner playing a video game. Maybe go let him know you two are back? Or where's the old man, anyway?
I don't know, Junebug.
He's
Thanks for
fucking
bringing that up.
Gone!
Motherfucker is gone.
The ghost people took him.
The doctor's gone. Oh, bad luck. You'll get it next time. Hey, got a quarter? He almost got this. It's true.
Sure, I have 1 quarter.
Thank you. So, where's... He left or they took him?
They took him.
Damn, yeah. He really got himself in a situation there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sit down.
Cool. The food is good here.
So
I think everyone
I'm
else is
wondering if,
finishing
like,
up, but you could
was
probably
that
get
him
something
on
to
the
go.
boat and he was completely a skeleton now?
I'm guessing so, because he wasn't on the other dinghy anymore. So they must have...
But wasn't Ezra on the boat with him, or it was just her and him?
It was her and him and the dog.
Okay.
But the dog was on the other side of the thing. Or whatever.
Okay. Huh. Yeah, so, like...
Alright, Claw
I was
Maestro.
just confused
Let's give it
'cause
another
they were
shot.
all skeletons, but maybe now he's completely a skeleton.
Maybe, because his arms turned into it. So let's see what's on the top of the pile here. There's a stuffed octopus plastic bag full of clamshells, cowboy hat, and some big headphones. Octopus has his leg around the boom box underneath it. Shells are pretty clear, but I don't know if the claw can really grip the bag well. Cowboy hat is in the corner, so it's kind of tricky to tell if it's wedged in. Those headphones might be a good bet, but I can't see the cord. Could be wrapped around something. What are you going to try for? I was going to go for the headphones, but he makes a good point. I'm going to go for the headphones. Try to get the headphone. Good call. I think that's our best bet. Okay, when I put this quarter in, you have about 8 seconds to grab your prize. Headphones are on the right, pretty close to the middle. Let me know if you need help lining it up. Got a slightly different view of field from up here. Ready? Here we go. It's in 8. Claw hovers in the front left corner of the machine.
Right? Yeah.
Here's the joystick right. 7.
Oh wait, is it front left or front right? I don't know. I forget if it was front left or front right.
Let me see, does this look right? Too far to the left. So I need a part to the right. Oh, I'm gonna ask him again. Yeah, looks good to me. Go for it. It grabs the headphones. Unusually weak this round. Headphones tumble back out before they can be retrieved. Oh, you were robbed. Guess the house always wins except on Tuesdays. A friend of ours always said that. Never really knew what he meant. Oh well. Hey, listen. It sounds like that old man you were following around, I guess he had to leave.
They coming back?
Well, probably not. He's gotten himself on a trajectory, you know? Anyway, I don't know what kind of plans you have now, but if you need help figuring out your next move, you can always talk to me and Miss Junebug. Just want to make sure you know that. Could I keep going with you? Hey, I've got no objection. A pretty ad hoc thing going on, me and Junebug. I'd have to talk to her, but I bet you're welcome to tag along for a while if you're into it. Hey, maybe we have time to poke around this place a little. Have some pretty wild stuff in here. You're a robot, bro. Hey, did you see this? They keep a table full of fake food over here. I have never known why. Actually, I think it might be real food coated with shellac or something, preserved. Oh, and look, this tentacle-looking thing is half eaten. Is this someone's meal that they didn't finish? Dare you to take a bite. You first.
No.
No. Yeah, I don't blame you. Samurai to preserve this half-eaten meal must have been pretty important to them, right? Maybe it belonged to someone they care about, like a beloved uncle who had a mid-meal stroke, so they kept it in his memory.
My folks left behind a bag of sunflower seeds and I threw it away. Should have kept it, right?
Oh, no, I didn't mean that, kid. You don't need to hang on to every little memento. I'm sure you still remember them just fine. Are you worried about them?
It's weird that they just disappeared.
Yeah, listen, that's okay to be worried. You're doing fine.
Hold on. I'll send my dad the ultrasound video.
Hurry! Weird, somehow I thought it was his truck. Delivery and all.
It was. That's what she's saying, but he gave it to her before they took him away. You're gonna deliver it anyway? Why? He's my friend. He needs my help to finish his job. That's right, he's our friend too. Johnny and I will help you unload when we get there. Lift with your leg, Cricket.
Yes, ma'am. Who the hell is that guy? That's Ida. Ida?
So how was I Ida? I don't remember being Ida.
Well, it's new. They're new people.
Okay. So how's everything? How was the sweet cave snail? Devastating. You're a killer, Ada. Well, I can't take all the credit. Sam came across the whole cave snail colony down there and about a yard back, and we've just been leaving rock candy for them to gorge on since we just started harvesting early this month. It's about patience down here. Everything grows more slowly in the dark. There's fish in Lake Lathe that lives 200 years, and its flavor profile only develops at about 75. Got a pot of bones in there that's been stewing for at least a week. I don't even remember why I put them on, come to think of it. I don't even remember what kind of bones they are. Oh, we need one for the road. Claire said she wanted, something primordial, she said. What does that mean? She must have meant something simple. She must have meant something old-fashioned. Let's say old-fashioned. That could be. Here, you pick. I'm no good at this.
So many choices.
Cranberry butter sauce sounds good.
You want
I'm
to try that one?
hungry right
Or yeah?
Lime prawn cakes with cranberry butter sauce. Good choice. Your friend will love it. I'll have that right out, sweetie.
Ezra leans over the table and carefully examines preserved food and drink. Runs his finger along a grayish claw. Surface of the claw is completely smooth. And that was
a small
sorry.
one. They're asymmetrical. Sorry, I started, sweetie.
Whose food is this?
This is the diver's table. This was the diver's meal. This food is about 15 years old. It's true. Things were different then. Nobody came to eat here. We were fighting just to keep the lights on. Sam, my husband, Sam was depressed. He couldn't catch anything. That was part of the problem. Most of what we served was shipped and frozen or dried and just threw it in the fryer. Both come a long way since then. Well, two young men came in for dinner. Seasoned divers, they said. Over 10,000 hours between them in Lake Lathe and alone. They'd been out all day, salvaging parts for a riverboat wreck. Worked up a fierce hunger, they said. They ordered the whole menu without even looking. It was a short menu in those days. I sat them right here and back to the kitchen. Sam was at the next table doing a Sudoku and drinking malt liquor, his usual routine at the time. An hour later, I was cleaning up when Sam came bursting in the kitchen. Addie said, kind of frantic, "These divers are still hungry. Bring them another course." I said, "They already ordered the whole menu." Sam said, "Waking something new. Keep making up dishes, whatever. Just keep bringing out food." So I did until the small hours in the morning. I made so many new dishes that night. I could write a book, and it was good, inspired. I was working so hot and fast at the burning edge of inspiration, I didn't think to write any of it down. I was so wrecked with exhaustion the next day, I knew I couldn't remember what I'd done in the kitchen. Sam thought we would take a photograph of the leftovers, but we couldn't get the lighting right, so we just shellacked the whole table. Now when I need inspiration for the menu, I come look here and think about all those ingenious dishes I threw together for those divers. Of course, they didn't pay their full bill. I heard one of them come complaining to the other. Let's just pay half and let them charge the other half to whatever demon in the kitchen kept making up food faster than we could ask for it. But it all worked out. Things have really turned around since then. This place is actually pretty popular now. Success in our expanded menu inspired Sam too. He started bringing back the most magnificent ingredients from his nightly dives. Better get to work. Stay right here, sweetie. I'll bring you a treat on the way back out.
Alright, cool. Looks like we're going lower here. What's going on with Sam down here on the bottom? Oh, he's got some sort of fish or eel or something, it looks like. Well, buddy, I guess you're the catch of the day. The one and only. So, what are you? You look like, well, some kind of eel, I guess. I said that. Kind of mopey little guy, huh? Yeah, I can see it in your eyes. You smell like sort of buttery. Well, that should be just fine. Skin feels like sandpaper. Oh, well, I guess she'll figure something out. I think I'll call you Serpentine White Eel. Welcome to Salmonitas, the one and only Serpentine White Eel. I hope you enjoy your stay. I mean, not too much. Have you ever seen a creature like me before? You're pretty far down there. Surprised if I'm the first. There were 2 divers who went before me long ago. Maybe that was before your time. How old are you anyway, I wonder? They ate here once, back in the bad old days. 2 young guys, could have been brothers maybe. I was over in the corner with my coffee and crossword. Hadn't been able to catch a thing, so I had to just fried up something frozen. These guys were hungry enough to eat it.
Talking to an eel?
And asked for more. I think he's talking himself. And they did at least as much talking as eating. See, like I said, they were divers, and like I said, they might have been brothers. That's some kind of rivalry going on between them or something. Ida was about to write up their check, but I slipped calmly and quietly into a kitchen for a minute and told her to just keep bringing out food. I figured they wouldn't notice, caught up in their boasting as they were, but I wanted to listen. They went back and forth for hours about how the deep and dangerous dives they'd been on, new tunnels they discovered, all the weird creatures they'd encountered at the weirdest depths of Lake Lethe. Or Lethe, whatever. I was like a dance, no, like a boxing match. Each story went deeper than the last. I listened to every word of it, memorized every description of every tunnel and diving route they discovered. That's my map now, you see. For 15 years I've been using routes those 2 youngers discussed right here at that table. Yeah, I could write a book to the depths of this lake, but I don't dare. Someone would steal my good diving spots, and then where would I be? See, people come here up from all over just to try our daily catch, because they know it's unique. Ain't you proud? Because I can't write any of it down, I just preserved that little table where they had their meal so I can look at it to jog my memory, like they were eating pickled crab when they talked about the shipwreck full of salamanders. Pretty clever, huh? It's my own secret code. Well, I'll be straight with you, Serpentine White Eel. There is one feature of this arrangement I find unsettling. In fact, I'd lose a decent amount of sleep over it. Told you those bows were competing, right? One-upping each other. I mean, each getting wilder and more adventurous as they traded tales. Well, I navigate mostly in the dark down there, just going by my touch and a kind of mental picture I can construct from their detailed boasts. And every time I explore a new diving spot from these recollections, I have to weigh it all against the risk that I'm headed right into a dangerous falsehood. One of those men could have felt for a moment like he was losing some ground in their little duel, so he could have could have slipped a fake one in there. Maybe he told a fib about some dive he went on and found a colony of blind shrimp living in a discarded refrigerator. And when I get down there, my diving bell cracks open on a sharp rock where he said that fridge would be. And that's the end of Sam of Salmonitas. To be honest, that possibly puts the fear of death in me every time I touch the water. So they told totally different stories about what's going on with that table, which is kind of interesting.
Well, and like I said, a lot of this has to do with like
Perception and stuff.
memory, perception, and like he's using the table to remember diving spots. She's using it to remember how she cooked meals. And stuff, so it's interesting.
We'll see what she can make of it. Yeah, pretty good, I think. Had some trouble down by the narrow tunnel. Some kind of fast-growing freshwater barnacles just about sealed it up. Picked away for about half an hour before I gave up and went around the other way. But I got the catch of the day. That's the important part. That's what people travel for.
What's the catch today?
This here's a serpentine white eel. Mopey, sandpapery old eel. I don't know how she'll fix him, but the sandpapery quality ought to do something for, what do they call it? Mouth feel? Will you stay for a drink? Got dark rum that goes well with coffee.
I think we're about to leave, but thanks.
Just passing through. Hey, aren't we all? Oh, she's got your food ready. You all enjoy your meal, alright? Oh, music! Alright, where's Shannon going?
This world is not my home. I'm just passing through. My treasures and my hope
I just want to listen to it.
are placed beyond the blue. Many friends and kin have gone on before, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Oh Lord,
I'm just kind of entranced by the music right now. Should I just go get in the boat, I guess?
friend like you. If heaven's not my home, oh Lord, what will I do? Angels beckon me.
Yeah, the music in this game is so interesting.
Heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. I have a loving mother up in glory.
Should I let them go all the way past the screen before I do anything else?
Don't expect to stop until I shake her hand.
My dad would love this.
She's waiting out for me in heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home.
Damn, it's 7 o'clock already. I didn't realize.
in this world
Playing for a while.
anymore.
Alright, getting on the boat.
Oh Lord, you know I have no friend like you. If heaven's not my home, oh Lord, what will I do?
I just want to see if there's anything else I can explore over here. It doesn't look like it though. Alright, let's go back to the tugboat because I think we've done everything we need to do up here.
Open door, and I can't feel at home in this world.
I'm gonna send this to my dad.
Alright, moving around. Sorry, I didn't realize you were recording, or I would have seen that. It just looks like a swirling mess of garbage, doesn't it? Well, that's what it is. I don't know why trash seems to collect right there, all the spots on the lake. It's always been that way. Everyone just navigates around it like it was an island or something. I think I see some desks and chairs swirling around the edge in there. Those all-in-one desks like they have in schools, if I remember right. It's been a few years since I saw the inside of one. Those must have washed down from somewhere. I've never known there to be a school on the lake. Oh, there was a Gemini School of Beauty. It was run by sisters, Cassie and Paula, indistinguishable except for their haircuts. but I wouldn't think they'd have used desks like that. We used to stop there most every night to let someone off for a cheap haircut, student styles, you know. They spared many a sailor the pain of a botched do-it-yourself do. But I guess they gotten deep into the power company. Those blow dryers and curling irons burn a lot of coal. It's a shame they had to close down. The haircuts are gone, but their hair keeps growing. Yeah, this cluttered place makes a decent local museum. It's as good as history as I could ever tell. We arrived at a small houseboat neighborhood that sometimes hosted concerts for pleasure of its residents, where Clara was scheduled that night to perform. You finding it? Ezra stayed on the tugboat to help Claire with her performance, or Junebug and Johnny watched the show from the dockyard from the others.
What was it?
Ezra either stays on the boat to help Claire with her performance, or Junebug and Johnny watch the show from the dockyard with the others.
What do you think?
I guess we should watch the show.
No, I was gonna say, I don't know if you wanted to see
What the kid has to do.
Recorder.
Oh, yeah, fuck. Oh, well. A neighborhood. Oh, yeah, he's up there.
Still gonna use it anyway. Oh, she's using a Thurman. Is that what it's called?
I think so.
Yeah, so yeah, Thurman.
Music in this game is so haunting, but it's like effective. Oh. I remember this.
I told you.
Yeah, you don't have to say it.
Only because it's always true.
She played at the flower shop Cyrano opened. He was having trouble with his tape machine, so he just droned out on the lap steel. He got really into it, and he went on for like forever. Everyone was falling asleep.
Not everyone.
I remember the air was warm, perfumed. You were playing with some petals you found on the floor. I was looking at the ceiling. Remember the ceiling was glass. During the week, that room was a greenhouse. I don't know where they put all the plants when they had bands in. Maybe outside? If the weather was nice? It was nice that night. Warm, smelled like spring. Remember the folding chairs, so uncomfortable, but I guess that was their only option. They had to pack everything up during the week so there'd be room to display the flowers. The tape stuff sounds good. That kid's doing a good job.
Yep, he's a natural born tape player.
I was talking to him back at Sam and Ida's. He seems a little lost. Another lost soul. Well, he's in good company. Maybe he could travel with us for a bit?
Not sure that's a good idea.
We were in the back. Passing messages in code. Use the code of our own design, inscrutable to observers, transmitted by
Taps on the wrist.
taps on the wrist. You told me a joke. It was the one about the prisoners exchanging dirty moonshine recipes. I told you the one about the 3 bears and the outhouse. You told me about the dentist with the rude prosthetic. We had to leave the room.
If I sound hesitant or something, it's just... When I met you, when we met, we were nothing. Just these little gray shadows, and we grew and filled in. But we did all that together. Ezra's sure he's just a kid, but he's already a person. What would that do to our system, our chemistry?
I don't understand what this other aside stuff is. We took a wrong turn in the hallway, ended up in the basement. I remember the air was cool and damp like a cave. I remember the lingering perfume of the greenhouse giving way to earthy plant smell, like we were digging down into the roots. It was a little spooky though, so we went outside instead. There was a horse tied up in the parking lot. We wanted to go find him some food. We wandered between some low houses and came out onto an empty street.
Hey, I got the masters for the new record back from Laser. They're okay, but
What? You listened to them without me?
you were at the pet shop. I didn't think I could tear you free.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, there are a few spots where the string's distorted a little and the whole thing has way too much reverb, but overall it sounds pretty good. The new drum machine fits right into the mix.
Nice.
The only question is how to do it live. Can't control the drum machine and sing and dance at the same time, and you got your hands full of guitar.
Super weird. Playground across the street. We found a shoebox by the swing set. You wanted to open it. So did I. So you opened it, and there was that frog. You put him in your pocket, and he traveled with us for 6 months? What a charmer. We got back to the greenhouse just as Clara was tuning up. She relaxed her shoulders, took a deep breath, raised both her hands to their precise positions, and the room started shaking. Clara hit a note that made the glass rattle in sympathy, a perfect 2 octaves lower. She looked like a sorceress, tearing down the building with an effortless wave and incredible focus, coaxing the empty air into some kind of moaning, rattling demon. That's the thing about the theremin, it's the only instrument you never touch. You see a wave of concern propagating through the greenhouse. People looked at the trembling glass ceiling, looking at each other to see if anyone else was worried, trying to catch Clara's eye and discern if she was doing it on purpose or not, if she was her really trying to bury us all in glass. So, how do you think we'll swing that? Playing the drum machine live?
We'll figure something out. Maybe glue it to the back of your guitar.
Oh, yeah. Or swap buttons out for the foot pedals?
Or put the drums on tape beforehand, like Cyrano does.
Oh, yeah, I guess we have a lot of options.
Life is full of possibilities, Cricket.
Yes, ma'am. It was a tense 5 minutes. We, the audience, alternated between fearing for our lives and lamenting hers that could have given her the kind of emotional experience to play this devastating song. Then slowly, gently, Clara's hands came to rest. The theremin went quiet, glass stopped rattling, and the room relaxed unharmed. So he's just recalling the story of when they heard Clara's song for the first time. Which still is kind of weird, like, you don't really need that story to advance that part. I would kind of rather have heard Clara's song. I met a photographer once, one in particular. She even took my portrait. I can't imagine why. She said it would immortalize me. That was a metaphor, of course. She meant I'd never be forgotten. As she was disembarking not far from here, actually, the film fell out of her bag and was borne away by the current. I was working on the deck at the time. She shot me a sad, apologetic glance. But I wasn't bothered. It's no shame to be forgotten. What is that? Oh, the other song thing. Our passengers, 2 lighter, disembarked at the mail stop by the silo. They couldn't seem to get that old truck started up again, but we managed to roll it off the barge with only a minor scrape or 2. At the last minute, Clara decided to travel with them for a while. Kate and I said goodbye to our friends, new and old, and the mucky mammoth rumbled down the echo. Alright, so we're off of the boat now. We're gone from Kate and Will, I believe. So it's just us, Junebug, and Johnny and Clara. With the cat and dog, it looks like.
What's this place like, Dogwood Drive? It's in a small town, or... I really don't know. Got the manifest the old man had in his trunk here. Listettes Antiques, mail order delivery, no return address, shipping address 5 Dogwood Drive, packing list, and then it's just numbers, I guess the inventory numbers of the antiques he was supposed to be delivering. Anyway, I'm glad you're coming with us. Yes. Always eager to see more of the country, and I enjoy the company. I'll have to find a bus or a train to get on to Nashville by evening. Well, they have buses everywhere, right? Or hey, I could drive you to Nashville. Seems I have a truck now, only how are we going to get it up these stairs? That's quite a staircase.
Is there something we could do with a rope?
Sure, I can think of a few things. Nothing that'll get the truck up a staircase, though. Looks like we're making the rest of this trip on foot. Safe to just leave the truck here? Sure, I don't think anyone but us could get it started again.
Yeah, you're on like a barge, basically.
Yeah. Alright, Cricket. Let's get this delivery packed and tied into bundles. We're hiking it upstairs.
What's in there? Antiques, I guess. Antiques? Yeah, antiques are, it's like junk, but people will pay for it. Oh.
Sorry, I guess you'll be taking the bus after all. It's okay. It will be an adventure.
Size and stretches.
Tired? Don't worry, lady. We're almost there.
You say that, but it doesn't really look like it. It's a big old spiral staircase we're trying to get up. I like you just have a dog and a cat next to you now. Are they gonna walk up with you? Doesn't look like it. Does not look like it. Weird.
That it?
I hope not. What's happening here? I'm just waiting. We're waiting for something to happen. I don't know. That's the end of Act 4?
What? No! That's basically the end of the game right now, because there's no Act 5.
Wait, what?
That's so lame!
Wait, are they doing an Act 5?
They are, but they haven't released a date for it. I have no idea
Oh
when
my
it's coming
god,
out.
this
I
is
know.
so weird. Alright, so to recap, by the end of this,
Well, let me look up and see.
we've lost Conway because he's been taken by the distillery guys. Now Shannon is in charge of the truck. And we have all these cast of characters. We're going to carry the stuff up to the 5 Dogwood Drive. We still don't know what the hell's going on with that. And now we're just waiting to see what Act 5 is, but I don't know when Act 5 is going to come out. Wow, that is
They have
really
a
like...
Twitter. Let's see if they've said anything on their Twitter lately.
It really kind of, I don't know, it leaves us in a weird spot because now I really want to know what happens to Conway, obviously. I still don't really know if Shannon's going to get any sort of resolution about Weaver. Man, that's a tough place to stop it because you've done so much stuff. I kept thinking Act 4 was the end, but it's still not.
They're doing an Act 5, but
No word on it yet.
I don't see anything on here.
Dang. All right. Well,
Let me see.
that's crazy. A little bit unfulfilling since, we get to the end here. But some of the music is really cool and we still love the gameplay. It's a lot of dialogue, a lot of stuff to kind of remember since they kind of drop in and out of stories. You're seeing stuff from different people's perspectives all the time. But yeah, I really dig it. We're still very interested to see what Act 5 is going to bring us. I don't know what at all. But, alright, well, I guess we'll leave it here. Join us whenever we get to Act 5. I don't know when or if that will be at some point. But, damn, that sucks. It kind of sucks.
Yeah, Act 4 came out July of last year.
So maybe July of this year we'll get an Act 5? I don't know. We don't know.
Cause
Alright.
like they started working on it in 2012. The first act was in 2013. Second act was also in 2013. Third act was in 2014. July 19th,
Yeah.
2016 was Act 4. So it was 2 years till Act 4.
Jeez.
So it might be another 2 years for Act 5, which would fucking suck.
Damn, that sucks. All right, well, we'll see. We'll keep you guys updated, I guess. But we're in a weird spot with this game now because we're just sitting here waiting for Act 5 to take us over the top. And I don't know when that's going to be. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, and we'll talk to you guys again soon. Try to play a different game at some point. Here's Rachel. She finally makes an appearance right at the end of the video. See you guys.